Yes. Sweet 16 time, yo. And that means it's time for some Auburn basketball action. My name is Jay Tate. I'm publisher/Commodore at auburnsports.com. And I'm also someone who documents every single dribble of the ball that Auburn has taken this season. We've done videos all season long. Every single game, going all the way back to the games that nobody cared about. But you guys cared about it. Because Auburn basketball is badass. That's why. And it's time for Auburn to do some business. They're going to stand on business. Gets the Michigan Wolverines tonight on CBS with Chuck Barkley as the halftime, pregame, postgame commentator. Could it be better? I don't think so. We've got super chats coming through, and we've got people in the chat. We have so many legends already. Unbelievable. Thank you for your support all season long. We got Reynolds W in the house. Last name redacted because we don't want to say who that is. But he's a Weather Channel personality, and you may know him. James says he's already taken 2 Xanax. No, that's funny. Come on. We got some super chats to work through because these guys are absolute legends. T-Park, the man himself. He's from the Atlanta suburbs. He could be in Lithonia. He could be in Gainesville. He could be in Cartersville. You never know. He moves around. He's like that. He says, about that time, it's about that time. Super chat. Thank you for being a part of our show, and you're always so supportive, T-Park. Appreciate you so much. Also, Feel Like a Stranger. I've got some things I want to say about Feel Like a Stranger tonight, about the things that he does with his personal and professional life that are better than anything I've ever done in my life, period. All I do is talk about basketball and Auburn. I really accomplished nothing with my life, and there's people out there like Feel Like a Stranger who are actually changing lives. But before we get to that, I'm going to say word up, much love trainers. Well, he's actually going to say it. Swoogans and Tates, how sweet it is. Biggs have to play smart. We're going to have to talk about that before this game kicks off. Guards and wings need to drive. We love that. We want to see Auburn get free throw attempts tonight. We know we're big fans of Auburn going to the line, and I think tonight will be a good chance for Auburn to create an advantage by driving against these fools and doing the dirty work like that. Move with the ball and without the ball would be his suggestion, and I completely agree. Don Proper Dickin coming in to us from Maastricht, Holland. Bill Raftery, Grant Hill, and Ian Eagle are there. Don says, where them hoes at? And he's quoting Pat Adams. Pat Adams, he is listed officially tonight. I can even show you the official documentation. He is listed as Patrick Adams. He's trying to hide who he is. But we know who you are, Pat. He's going to be one of the officials, including Thomas Morrissey will be with him. Don't know who that is. And Randy Richardson, I'm not sure that he's done Auburn games this year either, but Patrick Adams sure has. As we guys know, most of you who are in the chat have been with me all year long. You know that Pat Adams loves him some replays. There's going to be at least 7 replays tonight, maybe one of which was necessary. Also, Super Chat coming through from Hayden, my man. We've watched Hayden grow up on this channel. From a young man to now not a young man. He says, survive and advance is the name of the game. Hayden, I appreciate you, bro. I'm going to give you some applause for just being a badass like you always are. Blake coming in from the East Coast. He's our East Coast czar. Well, him and Runner24 both represent the East Coast well on our channel and at auburnsports.com as well. Let's drain and cheer on a dub late night Friday style. JG, my man, drank all my bourbon, so I don't have to drink any till tomorrow. Drinking some Guinness tonight. War Damn Angle, I appreciate you, my man. And listen, Guinness, I can get on board with. Let's get over to our main page here, which will populate momentarily. We've also got a super chat coming through from the man himself, Stoop Up. This game is about to tip off right at 9 o'clock, as they predicted, so that's good. And I'm fired up for this bad boy. Already had a problem. Stoop Up says, it is there for the taking. Go get it, Auburn. My man, I love that attitude. That is the right attitude. Terrence is here with us. JGT, I appreciate you giving up going to this game live in order to hang with us tonight. That's true. We had a choice. I had a choice. Look at that little back cut that Auburn was going to start off with for Chad, and it just got tipped away at the last possible moment. I did make a conscious decision. I wanted to hang out with you guys because we said we were going to do this together. And you guys have always been there for me, and by God, I'm going to be there for you, is whatever that's worth. Shane H., jumps in to say, let's go, fam. Let's get this dub. War Damn Eagle. I love the attitude, man. Our old friend Trey Donaldson is playing for the Michigan Wolverines, number 3, in blue tonight. Really, truly one of my favorite Auburn players just because I just really liked him. I don't know. I thought he had a great future at Auburn, and he felt like he kind of didn't. So that's the way it goes sometimes in this era. The Auburn Tigers are now 0 for 2 to start this game. And by the way, you guys were talking earlier about what you're drinking. My man Blake is drinking the Guinness. I'm going to drink some of this McKenna 10-year. This is was barreled in 6/21/11, so I guess I got this bottle 4 years ago. 100 proof McKenna, and this is a oh my god, look at this. CDF jumps in with a super chat. He says LFG J Jizzle, boys better bring it. Oh, we got Splash City from Sir Denver Jones getting things started off for the Auburn Tigers on the right foot. Technically not the right foot because they missed their first couple 3 shots, but that's fine. The first bucket goes in favor of the Auburn Tigers. Miles misses the 3. Second chance opportunity created by Dylan Cardwell, and then Denver with the splash. CDF said, hit some shots, play outrageous defense, and stay out of foul trouble. It's that simple. It's that simple right there. And CDF, he has the right to say that because CDF was one of those, I want to say lucky, but actually he made his own luck to get to see Auburn in Maui firsthand. And as I recall, he might have called in on that show, if I recall correctly. Auburn getting those defensive rebounds. You love to see it. CDF, I appreciate you, G. Always being here for me. Football, basketball, golf, equestrian, you're always here with me, and I appreciate that, man. All right, Chad, showing a little restraint there. Janai with his first 80% shot that he missed. It happens sometimes. Madison C., what up, G? Get the splash counter cranked up, boys. He's feeling like Auburn's going to heat it up. Trey Donaldson with his first shot of the game, and that's going to be a 3-pointer for the Wolverines. Of course, as Stoltze wrote about the other day, some familiar faces on the Michigan team. You got Danny Wolf, who played for Yale last year. Don't want to talk about that game too much. And, of course, Trey. So some familiar faces. Denver Jones misses a 3 right there. Yabo says, can their 7-footers hit 3? I think Danny Wolf can shoot it a little bit. I shall take a look right now because I don't want to give you any false information. And I will update the score here momentarily. Danny Wolf is a 33% shooter, and their Golden is 34%. So, yeah, they definitely can shoot it. Michigan is up to 5 now. I don't want to short them points. They've earned every point that they have scored to this point, in my opinion. Janai is going to take his first 3, and he's going to hit it. Oh, goodness. I love the 3. I love the 3 points, but now he's going to feel emboldened and empowered to take 5 more of those tonight. I'm concerned about that. Trey gets to the free throw line and can't finish it. Oh, my God, Denver went behind the back. No, he didn't. He switched hands, too. Drop. Oh, my God. What a drive. That might be the best drive that I've seen all year. It wasn't necessarily acrobatic, but it was very amphibious, the way he was able to go hand-to-hand on that one. Great defense from Dylan there on that drive from Danny Wolf, too. No foul. No foul. You can see Janai's feeling empowered. There we go. I told you guys. You guys knew it, of course, already. Nice offensive rebound. You guys knew already. Ravin is with us tonight. Casa DP. God, we are just absolutely crawling with legends on here. Solo Tigre, Ephesians, Small Time Republic. I mentioned Madison C. earlier. Not Salty with us. Jester with us. P-Pass. Yabo. Good golly, Miss Molly, man. Damon's with us tonight. Eric G. Fresh off a great outing on the Bourbon Blend last night. AU Taxman is here with us tonight. My goodness. I feel like we're at the Oscars tonight. Not Salty says, any issues with CBM's hip? I was asking Stoltze about that. And everything he could find out yesterday was that he's 100% good. But you know how it is. Sometimes they tell you the truth, and sometimes they don't. But that is what we were told by him and others, that he's going to be fine. And I will say, Chad, I'm not supposed to talk about what happens at practice, but they do a lot of stretching. Chad leads the team in stretching most days, if not every single day. And he is particularly good at stretching. He seems like possibly the most limber dude on the team. I'm not sure that's worth anything, but if he's going to take a hit pointer, he's probably the guy that's going to be able to handle it best. It is almost time for Auburn to do their shift change, where we slide in Tahad and Cheney to see what's going on. Some numbers out of the gate here that get me excited. 3 assists to 1 turnover for the Auburn Tigers. I'm good with that ratio, and I hope it stays that way. 3 of 8 shooting from the floor, not too shabby. 2 of 6 from 3, and I'd rather see Janai take maybe less. No free throws yet for either team. And no reviews, no video reviews for Patrick. We'll call him tonight Patrick Adams. Those of you who have been watching Auburn or the SEC a lot this year know that Pat Adams loves going to the replay monitor for anything and everything that could go wrong or perhaps may have gone wrong. Luke Duke with us tonight, says War Name Eagle JG. Auburn needs this win. By the way, we haven't talked about it yet, but Michigan State was able to outlast the Ole Miss Rebels, and I say outlast because I don't think they necessarily outplayed them. I think they just continued to grind, and that was a rock fight. That was a fist fight. I enjoyed watching that game. And I also say I'm getting to be an old man now. I'm 52, almost 53 years old. Oh my goodness. D Lucky in the house with us tonight. You know it's a big night when D Lucky's here. We love that. Oh, how much do we love that? I've watched a lot of basketball games in my life. Started covering, I think the very first basketball game I watched was UK in the 96 season. Watched a lot of high school games and stuff. The Texas Tech Arkansas game from last night. Guys, that was one of the 10 best games I've watched. 2 teams I really don't care about very much, but man, it was really fun to watch them go at it. And both of those teams were, maybe not Arkansas as much in the last 5 minutes, but those teams made a lot of plays. Very entertaining. And that's what you hope to see. Look at that. Denver's talking up Kai. Says, your chance is coming, my man, and when it does, you need to shine. Dylan Cardwell at the line. In his home state, playing before surely many friends and family. Not a great free throw shooter, despite much work done at the free throw line in practice. And I wouldn't even say in the hours before and after practice, he just stays in the gym by himself with a student assistant, which I guess technically Jay is not by himself, but you know what I mean. And just shoots and shoots and shoots. Goes 1 for 2. Cheney checks in. Since Dylan was at the line, Cheney had to delay his entrance into the game. Real Deal says could not find his tickets under $200. Yeah, I think this was more like 600-ish, I believe. Now, the general consensus, nice Euro step, and wow, couldn't quite finish it, is that Auburn's got a huge advantage at guard in this game, and then Auburn may not have an advantage on the front line. Now, Janai obviously is a terrific player, potential national player of the year. I mean, he's a bad man. But after that, I mean, they got 2 7-footers, guys who can shoot, guys who can drive a little bit, guys who can rebound. I think generally they're just statistically more significant than just Janai. And, if Cheney's going to have one of his great games, that changes it. If Dylan's going to have one of his double-double games, that changes it a little bit. But, that's rare. Hey, Jackson says, many friends and family, and don't call me Shirley. It's a hospital. What is it? It's a building with patients, but that's not important right now. All right, 7-9. Michigan got their 2 points on that drive. Didn't really have time to critique the foul call. And we've got a turnover. Danny Wolf trying to go down the lane, and he is successful to equalize 9 points apiece. Auburn's last turnover really wasn't too bad. It wasn't a lazy pass necessarily, just good defensive play by Michigan to get a hand in there. That's an interesting drive and finish from Janai. Every part of that spin move was set up for him to take it with his right hand, and then at the last minute he just switched around and went opposite hand with it and made it go. So that was awesome. Offensive rebound for Danny Wolf. You hate to see second chance opportunities that go against Auburn. Auburn, I think, is paying close attention to not fouling right now, because right there I thought Janai was a little bit more passive. I mean, he was right where he needed to be, but a lot of times he likes to get super aggressive trying to block the shot, and I thought that one he kind of let it go. Pat Adams says going Auburn's way. Terrence says I picked the wrong day to stop sniffing glue. Terrence knows the airplane references. He does. He does. All right, boys, let's get some pictures. Oh, man. Oh, yes, I had lasagna. Solo Tigre says absolutely cooked and that ball deserved to stay down. That's right. He gave him a little shimmy shake. Gave him the Dominican dart and put the shot up, and it was, as Andy would say, halfway down. I don't know how a ball can be halfway down. Uh-oh. Denver actually maintained possession of that ball. It's pretty amazing as he fell down. I love Todd's positioning there was really cool. The body position. Don't get in a hurry, Chad. Don't get in a hurry. Never mind. Auburn getting those second chance opportunities right now. How about a fourth chance opportunity for Janai to stick one back in? Drop. Well, Auburn can win this game going away if they're going to do that now. If you're going to get that many second chance opportunities. 3 offensive rebounds on that one. Both these teams looking a little sluggish right now. They seem like we've been going pretty good here for a little while. There's going to be a stop and play. I like Dahad get a little floor burn there going after that ball. You can see Chad grabbing his knees a little bit there. Not from pain, but just from being a little bit tuckered out on that one. Revenge says, Trey has really kept that Sideshow Bob look alive. I'm going to be honest, man. I've thought it many times watching Trey through the years. He does kind of look like Sideshow Bob in a way. Sad Auburn fan says, Bama or Duke? Oh, God. I don't even want to talk about that. Can we talk about anything else? You guys know how I feel about Duke. And I'm certainly not pro-Alabama, so I don't know what to do there. Can we just not watch it, maybe? Okay. Too many turnovers, man. We had a little spate of turnovers here in the last 2 minutes. Great play by Trey to get that knock that ball out. I didn't understand what had happened there. SEMO time, as Jordan was mentioning in the chat. SEMO time. Little reference to the Jersey Shore there when they used to do T-shirt time. The Situation. And Vinny. Guards really haven't been a big factor for Michigan in this game. Oh, that dude's got to be walking. Come on now. A. Robinson says, I love us turning the ball over. SMH. Chip in the house as well. I know you guys have mentioned that already, but glad to have him here. This really is like a meeting of the minds. I feel like it's that scene in The Dark Knight when all the crime bosses get together. I know why you choose to have your little therapy sessions in broad daylight. The Batman. Oh, that was a nice little up and under from Golden, not related to Todd. And a nice play there from the... I got to figure out, what is he, Russian, Ukrainian? Could he be Lithuanian? I'm going to have to get to the bottom of this. He is from Russia. He's the big Russian. We haven't cheered against the Russian this hard since Ivan Drago, 1985. Rocky 3, I think? 4? No, Rocky 4. Rocky 4. Rocky 3 would have been with Mr. T, right? As Clubber Lang. Let's see what else we got over here. Eric G says, need to slow down. Not Salty says, since the portal is technically open right now, Kentucky actually got a commitment during the game today. Could Trey change benches at the half? I suppose he could. If you got an NIL deal through Voodoo Wing Company, maybe they could just get him some free wings or whatever and switch it on. I don't know. I'm throwing up ideas. Not Salty, me and you, just kind of working together on this to solve problems. Vladislav Goldin. He's from Voronezh. I don't know. I've never been to that town. He's born on 12th May 2001. Very close to my birthday, a few years after. Let's get these hot, fresh stats up. Fresh stats. Even if Beppo's not here to call them out for us, we'll still do them. I'm dissatisfied. I'm neither good nor satisfied with the way those turnovers kind of picked up there during that segment. Didn't like it at all. Didn't like it one bit. That's something that Auburn should not be doing in this game, in my opinion. They should have an advantage at guard and should not be turning the ball over at guard like that. And I'm looking at you, Tahad. Grind is here with us. What's up, Big G? Wizard D is here with us as well. Carter, who's been kind of a downer this year. He likes to point out the bad things that are happening. But I remember seeing him in the game against Creighton. Had some nice things to say. The Auburn Tigers, 5 of 16 from the floor. Not great. They're +2 shots attempted, so I like that. You guys know I'm big on that stat. 2 of 9 from threes, not particularly good. Oh, my wife's going to like this commercial with Pedro Pascal. She's got a big crush on him. 1 of 2 from the line, 2 of 2 for them. Auburn is +4 rebounding, so I like that. And 3 assists and 3 turnovers. I actually kind of don't like that because they were 3 and 1 at our last segment stop, and now it's just been +2 turnovers since then, so I don't like that. Let's see. Luke Duke says, what's your flavor of the night, JG? Are you taking it easy? I'm definitely going to take it easy tonight. Big game, big game, big game. But I am drinking some of this McKenna 10. My man JW's, or sometimes he gets in the chat as J-Dub, his favorite bourbon. That's a Heaven Hill product, and I find it to be just absolutely lovely. It's very balanced, has a little bit of heat, but not too much. Has a little bit of spice in it, but not too much. And has a little bit of sweetness, too. Our friends in Georgia don't have a lot of trouble finding this on the shelf. Our friends in Alabama, we struggle mightily to find any on the shelf. In fact, I don't think you'd find it on the shelf in Alabama, which is why I like to go to Larry's Beverage Outlet to find it. Maine, my man. Auburn literally bails teams out with no flow on offense. Just too much standing around. Need more moving parts. That's what feel like a stranger was saying earlier in the game. He wants to see better movement. Obviously on the ball, you expect to see that, but get off the ball. Let's do that. Let's get better movement off the ball. Auburn started off with a back cut, or it could be technically classified as a flex cut, to try to get Chad in for an easy one, and it got tipped, and it seemed like we haven't seen that since then. And since then, maybe it's been a little more stagnant. Nice, tall, long rebound from Dylan there. That's what you like to see. Tahad still running point with Denver playing 2. I guess technically they're comboing with Dylan, Chaney, and Miles Kelly. Chaney playing 4. He's going to try to take Golden off the dribble, and he either stepped out of bounds or didn't stop on his pump fake. Not sure which one. But, as Ephesians notes, another turnover. So folks on the bunker were saying, hey, man, I think this is going to be a game they break out on the attacking end and finally put it all together. It's been pretty sparse and slow so far. Trey backs Tahad all the way down and gets the shot to go. What a nice little move for Trey. It's damn near impossible for me to cheer against Trey. I will not cheer for him on the show, obviously, for obvious reasons, but I respect him. Tahad draws a foul on Trey there. Once he gets Trey, had his back to the ball, then Pettiford decided to pull, and so Trey was trying to catch up and fouled him on the way back. Trey, of course, a young man from Tallahassee, Florida. Oh, no, he's not doing... No. Well, see, here's the thing. So Tahad was never his teammate at Auburn. Trey left, and Tahad came in. And there may be a little bit of animosity, not necessarily at Tahad from Trey, but Tahad took Trey's job. That judgment was made by coaches, not by, you know what I mean? They probably said, hey, man, we got a point guard coming in, blah, blah, blah. Daniel Peace is afraid it might be a long night. This is looking rough so far. Remember, basketball, one of the great things about basketball is it can change in a hurry. And if you were watching the Texas Tech-Arkansas game last night, you're at about the 10-minute mark of the second half, and you're like, Arkansas is going to literally disembowel this Texas Tech team and put them away forever. And what happened? Texas Tech got back in it. Tahad Pettiford gets a drive.
He's heating up.
And gets Auburn up to 16 points on the board. Dillon having to defend a wing from a long way out. Oh, my God. Chaney Johnson with a slap block. Oh, Miles says, I'm going to take a three. And I'm not. The less we say about the shot, the better. Boy, this is Brick City both ways, man. Todd rows around Trey. Oh, he lost his footing and couldn't finish it. What a pass over to Miles Kelly. Misses the shot. What a great. Oh, that deserved to go down because it was such a nice pass. Wow, the 7-footer says, I'm just going to shoot over the screen and hits a three. My goodness. That makes things tough. 7'1" over a screen, dude. There's no defense for that. You're going to have Sean Bradley do that, and I'm talking about 1992 Sean Bradley. Daniel asks very nicely, can we make a shot, please? Just please. He's not demanding it. He's just saying, if you don't mind. I don't like that fall away. I do love the second chance opportunity created by Dylan Cardwell. Ball just got slapped. Miles, I think, got about halfway to the bucket and couldn't figure out what he. Did he just punch him in the balls? What happened? Miles, please hit that. Please. There you go. Splash. If at first you don't succeed, if at second you don't succeed, if at third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and the eighth, it will go down. Danny Wolf is doing some stuff to Auburn right now. I don't like the idea of a 7'1" dude splashing one over a screen from 23 feet and then the next possession driving past people for a layup at the rim. I don't like that. This ain't Michael Jordan. This ain't the Matrix Sean Marion. Todd misses a three. Someone was saying earlier a little hero ball action, and I am seeing that. It seems very ISO-ish is the nice way I'll put it for the Auburn Tigers. Of course, Michigan having their own problems on the attacking end, but I feel like Auburn's – that was a nice little start-stop by Todd. Hey, if Todd wants to do that all night, I can go for that. It's getting a little individual / ISO on the attacking end. We are having some issues on the bunker tonight as far as traffic. I know it's been kind of slow if you guys have checked it. I think we're getting an inordinate amount of traffic on the board tonight. Obviously, a huge game. We got a very vociferous community. So I apologize in advance for any trouble you guys are having there. Shouldn't have that here because I got the power of Jeff Bezos behind me here, guys. Hey, Frank, you're not wrong. Frank notes that it's been looking very ISO-ish for Auburn for weeks now, and you're absolutely right. That's a great way to put it. I mean, that's kind of what we've been talking about, right? Like what is actually kind of afflicting Auburn on the attacking end, because they scored a lot of points, though. I mean, even in that Alabama game, they scored 90-something and lost, right? So that's a defensive problem, but in a general sense, I'm with you, man. You'd like to see more what I would call system baskets or I don't know. Like you're running stuff, and you're not seeing as much of that. And I don't, if you want my opinion, I don't think this is a function of BP or Burgo not coming up with enough stuff, or, I think this is just they get antsy out there. That's a nice way to put it. All right, hot, fresh stats coming up. Here we go. It's been a very close game so far. Let's see where Auburn has some advantages here. Auburn on the bench, 5 points to 0. Auburn in second chance opportunities, which doesn't surprise me at all because I feel like they've been good at that. 6-2 is their advantage there. Shooting wise, both teams kind of chilly right now. 8 for 22 for Michigan, 8 for 25 for Auburn. Auburn only +3 in shots attempted, despite having a nice rebound advantage. They're +5 right now, +4 on the offensive rebounding tip. Auburn's got 6 assists and 4 turnovers. Auburn averages, typically 7 to 8 turnovers a game. So the fact that they have 4 already is alarming. And I don't even necessarily think that, those are all forced. I think some of those are just silly stuff. I'm going to fire off a text right now to trying to get someone to work on the board there a little bit, someone from Rivals to check on what's going on, if it's something we can fix here pretty quickly. Hornacia says, can we start a GoFundMe for Rivals IT? Yeah. Let's see. Tim, what's up, Tim? I know that chick right there. I don't know her name, though. I met her and her husband at those old Montgomery Wings games a long time ago. Small Victory says, my mom just texted and said she's exhausted already. Real Deal likes the energy from the team tonight. Just needs to be a little bit less sloppy. Yeah, particularly on the attacking end, right? I feel like defensively they've only had a couple errors that I'm thinking of, particularly letting Danny Wolf drive by. That was not good enough. But on the attacking end, some just silly stuff going on. Not a huge fan. Yabo says the Seal commercial is great. I happen to love that, but my wife hates this new paradigm where they're like taking inanimate objects. Well, not necessarily inanimate, but like animals and turning them into people, like the Buffalo Wild Wings buffalo, and then turning Seal into actual, the singer Seal. Like she's really bothered by this. Dude, he's trying to go by Dylan. Shit. I don't understand. Dylan is like, generally I praise him for his defensive ability to, defend 1 through 5 effectively. But Wolf has just lined him up and driven his ass to the hole twice in the last 3 episodes, 3 possessions. Kyle, I'm working on it, bro. If you've been checking if you've been following us here on the show, I've talked about this 3 times, and I've contacted IT people. I already contacted them. I'm doing the best I can while I'm alive on the Sweet 16 show. But I am absolutely working on it. Bo is great, says Crocky Poo hacked Rivals. I did everything Crocky Poo wanted me to do, and then he still wouldn't post. I don't understand it. I banned Tiger. He hasn't been posting. He may be back now. I didn't I'm not going to like indefinitely ban the guy for nothing, but I gave him like 3 or 4 days for Crocky to come back, and then he didn't. So I don't understand what that was all about. Ravin says, what the hell are we doing? I feel like we've asked ourselves this way too often in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Ravin, I think you'd agree. Too often it just seems frenetic on the attacking end, and listless is the word I would use. I feel like Auburn runs a lot of stuff. They've got a lot of stuff. They implement a lot of stuff, and then it just doesn't get run right. Position arrow favors the Michigan Wolverines, so that's another stop from Michigan. I'm telling you, these will come back to haunt Auburn, I think, if you have so many just – you're basically giving them a stop. Metallic Ops is unfocused. I couldn't agree more. You're absolutely right. It just looks unfocused to me. And I can't believe it's a coaching problem. Because there goes Danny Wolf again. He didn't get that one to go. Now, he was driving on Janai that time. It wasn't Dylan. That may have been normally I would say that would be fart. Good little pass from Janai to a cutting Cheney, but Cheney couldn't quite grasp onto the ball. It would have been a dunk or an easy layup. Eric G is getting to the real questions. Is Danny Wolf actually Rick Smith's illegitimate son? These are the questions that we need to have answered. I wonder if Ahmad Rashad and Hannah Storm could get together on this and figure it out. What a sweet little move by Denver on the drive there to kind of do like the fake go up and then go right back. It's not really a double pump or anything. It's just kind of that's like a Samir Dowdy type move, you know? It's just an unorthodox move. Completely threw the defender off, and then he just goes to the rim unabated. You love to see it. Dude, number 4 for Michigan almost got knocked out by his own teammate. Dude, you guys are clumping up, man. And he just hit a 3. This reminds me of the Creighton game right now. If it continues like this, they're going to call a foul Michigan there. That's a silly foul. Ravin says, have to value every possession. You sound like Joe Champy right there, but the fact is that Joe Champy's a Hall of Famer, so maybe we should listen to Joe Champy. Daniel Peace's broom is a non-factor. He just had a nice defensive stand right there against Danny Wolf, something that Cardwell hadn't been able to accomplish yet. Golly, man, Miles is having a tough afternoon again. I feel like he's just all or nothing, right? He's either going to do like he did against Kentucky or he's going to be like 10 points on 18 shots or something. Like, good golly, Miss Molly. Ephesians asking questions that I have no answer to. He wants to know, why didn't Auburn have the early game? This is probably considered a better time slot from a CBS perspective. I don't think it's better for us, but I don't think the team cares, though. Oh, Trey just got blocked. Sorry.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Boy, they're letting Janai get really, really low here. Are they going to call a charge on that? Chad Bacon Lasagna getting a hand on that bad boy. I want to see this charge, though. Was Danny Wolf in a good position here? Hell no. Hell no. First of all, it wasn't Danny Wolf. Second of all, no way. Absolutely no way, bro. He's laughing because he knows he wasn't set. Now, the argument could be made. Yes, you're making a great point, Solo. The argument could be made that Janai was a little bit out of control there. That's a fair argument. And that's something I should probably be paying more attention to on that one. Okay, there goes Carter right there. Possible National Player of the Year, he said, is complete waste of space, guys. Are we going to save Carter from himself? Holy cow, man. Oh, Chad with a little up and under. Abused Trey on that one. Drop. Abused Trey on that one. That was nice. Hey, if you're going to go ISO, that's the way to do it right there. JB, we know the bunker's down, my guy. I'm going to go ahead and put a thing on the board. I'm on a board right here, so nobody asks me again. I know the board is down. I have contacted Rivals about it, and they're working on it right now. I'm not sure what happened. We were getting a ton of traffic. I will put a note right here so nobody has to question about it anymore. All right, let me change the color on that so you can actually see it. All right. There we go. Let me go ahead. Wait, hold on. Metallics has got to bench CBM now. He just made a great play. Let's see. He must have done something I missed as I was trying to deal with the bunker down thing. Did he get going or something? Did he like get angry at somebody? I don't understand why we're mad at Chad. Maybe he had a bad possession on the other end. The guy who's freaking out needs to be sat down is Trey, but that ain't my problem. Oh, Daniel P. I'm sorry, Daniel P. I've been trying to get the bunker fixed, and I'm trying to chat with our IT people and I'm trying to troubleshoot that problem, which is pretty important to me. Since many of you guys pay good money, and I appreciate you guys doing that to have the bunker. Let me. All right, just making sure that those folks understand that work at Rivals that this is a big deal and this needs to be dealt with ASAP. Let me go ahead and get some hot, fresh stats up here going. Let's see. Oh, I see some numbers I don't like on this one. But I also see some numbers that Michigan's not going to be happy about. If Michigan's got a brain drain going, their guy or girl's going to be hopefully straight up about what's going on. Some of them are and some of them aren't. I'm just saying. 8 turnovers for Auburn. What is this, you guys? 8 turnovers? That's enough for a game a lot of nights. The whole damn game. Yowzers. 7 assists and 8 turnovers for Auburn in a first half is nuts. That's just absolutely crazy. 10 of 30 from the floor is not. Oh, it's Tracy Wolfson. I wonder if she's energized tonight after having drank her Cam juice. 10 of 30 from the floor for Auburn Tigers, 10 of 27 for Michigan. So neither of these teams setting the world on fire, to put it lightly. I would really like to see Auburn have a bigger advantage in terms of shots put up, but we're not quite there yet. Auburn +5 +5 in rebounding. And if you look at Michigan's ball handling, I mean, they've got 2 assists and 7 turnovers, so they've got problems of their own. There's my man, Mega Tiger. I know Mega Tiger's awesome. Says, hey, Jay, not sure you're aware, but I can't access the bunker. I'll hang up and listen. Thanks. Appreciate you, Mega Tiger. Thanks for letting me know, my guy. Daniel, our outstanding intern, said he just got back onto the bunker. So maybe that's a sign that some good things are going on, that they're getting some things remedied. I have noticed that in the last year or so, when we have a problem, I'm able to get quicker satisfaction, some would say. Oh, yeah. Look at Cheney says, I'm going to back you down. He's going to give him the Clyde Drexler, too. And by that, I mean, when he shot, he spread his legs like Clyde used to do. Clyde had the worst form shooting, but, man, the guy's a Hall of Famer. Not saying that, Cheney's a Hall of Famer. But I'm saying it's an interesting shot. CJ says, coming to you live from TP. He means the tipping point. My home bar in Hampstead, Alabama. Glad to have you here, part of the show. CJ, watching from the tipping point. I'm sure there's a lot of folks of the Auburn persuasion in there cheering on the Tigers. I like that. They're continuing to crash the boards. Thank you, CJ. I appreciate you, brother. Auburn crashing the boards. I like it. Chip says the bunker is active. And Reynolds notes, very important, Danny Wolf and Reynolds Wolf are not related. Daniel Peace's bunker is up and at 'em. All right. All right. They say they've identified the problem and they think they've got it. That's a lot quicker than usual. Well, not usual. I hate to say that. Like it was 5 years ago. All right, 29-28. Got to get this updated. I'm trying to troubleshoot the bunker problems while simultaneously running a live stream during the biggest game of the year for the Auburn Tigers. But I love it, and I appreciate you guys giving me an opportunity to do that. Danny Wolf trying again from about 5 feet and cannot get that bad boy in. It's like these rims have a cap on them. Oh, Cheney did it again. No. Another beautiful pass to Cheney on a cut to the lane, and he just loses the ball. No. The turnovers, man, that's 9 turnovers. Oh, yeah, it says most in the first half this season. Yeah, that's a lot for us. I mean, not a lot, but that's enough for a whole game for Auburn. God, they're Dude, Michigan's completely out of control, too. That's going to be Auburn's ball now. Yeah, Ravin twice, dude. 2 beautiful passes that hit him right here. It's like we never see that on the football field with Auburn, though. Just kidding. Frank G says, what's wrong with us? I think it's just pressure, man. I mean, to be fair, they're having problems too, Michigan, but they're just playing tight. It just seems tight to me. Like they don't, like the attack doesn't have a personality. That's got to be a foul. Come on now. Miles, I don't like that shot at all, bro. Hit that, Denver. Save them from themselves. Metallics is too soon, JG. I know, man. I know. Goldine just a little bit short on that shot. And now that's going to be the 10th turnover for Auburn. 10 double-digit turnovers in a half, guys. I'm telling you. And they fouled him. This is just like, I don't even know what to say right now. I've not seen Auburn play like this all year long. 36th game of the year, and I've never seen this. They're just like a locomotive that's like pinned on accelerate, and they're just rolling down the track at like 100 miles an hour. There's no sense or rhythm or reason or anything. Daniel says that this is just how Michigan is, but I don't remember reading about that. Their steal percentage is ass, dude. Defensively, this is absolutely not the kind of stuff that Michigan does. This is the opposite of what Michigan does. Their turnover percentage defensively is trash. They don't create turnovers. They don't get steals. And here they are. They're taking the number one seed in this region to 10 turnovers and a half. Auburn averages less than that for a game. There's an 80%er that Broom got in with his second chance opportunity. I mean, hey, man, it goes in for 2. I don't care how it gets in there, but it sure is ugly. 30 seconds to go in this half, and Auburn has 30 points, guys. Goodness gracious, man. And see, Jania's 10 and 11, and Carter said he was a waste of space. I mean, is it pretty? No, it's not. This is not elegant basketball by any stretch, but he's not trash. Come on now. Colby says it's embarrassing for both teams. Now that I can get behind. It's not pretty basketball. I thought Auburn would be able to get an opportunity here and did not. So that's going to be halftime right there. 30-29 is how it's going to go down. As without a doubt, no qualification needed, the sloppiest half of basketball we have seen from Auburn all year. And they just really need to chill out. Like, this is just insane. Feel like a stranger jumps in with a super chat to say Benny Hill theme music. I wish I had it. Oh my goodness. We have a special guest about to jump on the air here with us.
Nah.
What do you mean no?
Okay. You can take your bunker down thing out.
Oh yeah. Hey Cord, is there anything you'd like to tell me about the bunker? Oh. Yes.
Hey, Jay. The bunker was down.
Yeah, really?
It's back up now.
Great. I feel like a stranger thought we should play Benny Hill music. Do you remember Benny Hill, Cordy?
Nope.
Okay. Good to know. That is the sloppiest half of basketball we have seen.
Why are the Auburn Tigers giving the ball to the other team?
We can't figure it out either. We're all talking about it and trying to figure out why they would do that.
That was some messy stuff. They're lucky that the score's not a lot different.
Well, the problem is that they're doing the same thing. We're getting some stuff in the chat. Blake says, hey, Courtney. Chip says, AA coming in to tell us we're all fucked. Carter says he's been bad, Jay. He can be super awkward shooting bunnies. 4 of 10 is not good. Guy, he's got a double-double in a game where they have 30 points total. Come on now. I mean, jeez. Let's go ahead and get these halftime stats up to make sure that we're seeing things right because, man, what a mess.
It was just sloppy.
Yeah, it was sloppy. It reminded me of your Louisville Cardinals, Courtney.
It reminded me of some of the Wildcats this evening. They were messy, too.
Yeah, Tennessee got them pretty good on that one. Did you have a chance to watch the Auburn game at all?
I watched the whole first half, Jay.
Too sloppy.
That's what I said. It was sloppy.
Turnovers. Dude, they usually have 8 turnovers
And then when they
a
get
game.
the ball, we want to do one-on-one with the whole team.
Well, I know, but Michigan's doing the same thing. I wonder if it's like an Atlanta affliction or something, you know? Look at this, guys. 10 turnovers for the Auburn Tigers. 7 assists and 10 turnovers. I'm just beside myself. Against a team that does not create turnovers. That's just not their DNA at all.
And how many free throws did they hit?
They went 4 of 6. The Auburn Tigers were 3 of 6, so not a huge difference there. Also, CDF had a super chat that came through earlier. Says this is the Hugh Freeze version of basketball. Metallic, come on, it's too early, right? It's too soon, bro. GW says we've got a Louisville fan hijacking the drain. Courtney.
That is just not true.
No, he's right. GW, you're right, bro.
I know. Jay has already hijacked it for himself anyway.
Whale Driver jumps in with a super chat to say 35% from the floor, which is close enough. 50% from the line. That's accurate, 100%. 7 assists, 10 turnovers, leading by 1. Our game to lose. I have to agree with that. Auburn's played. This is the worst half they played all year. This may be the worst half that Michigan's played all year. I wouldn't know. But, my God, and they're still leading.
Well, maybe if they go the other direction, the ball will bounce into the bucket better.
Sometimes you're not going to score a basket. Hashtag Hugh Freeze guys. Super chats to say, how the fuck, F-A-H-K, we winning? I don't have a good answer for that. I mean, I guess I'd just say second chance opportunities. The Auburn Tigers, 9-2 is their advantage in second chance points. 11-6 on points off turnovers, which is bizarre, considering how many turnovers Auburn had, and Michigan wasn't able to get much done with it.
How many turnovers did Michigan have?
8.
Oh, it seemed like more for them, too.
3 assists and 8 turnovers for them, so they're not happy either. They're neither good nor satisfied.
I don't think that halftime chat in the locker room's real friendly.
Something that does blow me away, though, is that we talked with one segment left in the half that Auburn was +4 or +5, I think, on rebounding margin. Now at the half, Auburn's now +12. 11 offensive rebounds, including 6 from Chennai Broom, is a huge advantage. And that's the big part of second chance opportunities. Because, wow, I mean, .789 points per possession for Auburn would be a terrible half. Oh, that's not good. Did you see that? You see that error come up?
Mm-mm.
It says my keyboard battery is very low. I need to connect it to USB.
Well, do you have one of those handy?
Yeah, I got one right there.
Oh, we're going to find that real quick, huh? No typing for a moment.
Yeah, I'm not going to type for
Just
like
mouse
a few minutes.
usage.
No problem, guys. Didn't need that anyway.
Nah.
CDF says shit looks like peach jam. That's actually a great observation, man. That's exactly what it looks like. It looks like an Under Armour or Adidas or Nike like EYBL game where it just kind of goes choop, 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 choop. Yeah, it does look like that. Chris wants to know, Jay, explain to me how we were up by 1 in this game. Also, I scored the Florida Auburn tag 019 AU today. Very pleased at that. That's amazing. Why are you getting a Florida Auburn tag? Because he doesn't live in Florida. Or is he moving? Or what am I missing?
Maybe he has property in Florida.
He may also do that, yes. He's a badass like that. The short answer on that, Chris, is I think the effort on the rebounding has been great. Auburn with a plus 12 advantage there with the second chance opportunities. And Janai, I mean, I think 6 of his points, maybe 8 of his points are second chance opportunities where he's basically getting tip-ins or stickbacks. He's been competing. That's about the best I can say for Janai. I mean, it's an inelegant 10 and 11, if there is such a thing. Jared H. says, is Auburn going to win, yes or no? I believe Auburn is going to win, and I'm going to tell you why. Chris says, don't ask questions, Jay, LOL. I'm going to tell you why Auburn's going to win this game. That's the worst half that Auburn's played all year. Just atrocious. And maybe it's Michigan's worst. I don't know. But I have not been impressed really with Danny Wolf, well, particularly with Goldine, but Danny Wolf's been actually pretty good. But Goldine hasn't done shit, and their guards haven't really impressed me at all. And Trey looks like, if you're talking about somebody who's completely out of control in this game, Trey has no idea what he's doing out there. Like, he's so jazzed up about this game that you can tell that he's just not himself at all. So I think Auburn is just going to reel this thing in about 20%, slow it down 20%, just like they did in the Creighton game. This is actually a very similar score to the Creighton game. It's a similar situation to the Creighton game, although the turnovers are higher, but you know what I mean. And then Auburn came out in that game and just put their foot down in the first 5 minutes of the second half and essentially changed permanently the way that game unfolded. Now, in this game, are they going to be able to do that? I think that they'll be able to do that. You've got a lot of experienced senior players that have played a lot of basketball. They can look back at what they've been doing and say, we are freaking out. We've got to calm down.
You did have a super chat coming in from Casa DP.
I do have a super chat coming in from Casa DP, the legend himself, the drainer, the blender, and an all-around legend. One of our Atlanta legends. Love intensity on the glass. Need to start the half with some set plays. Absolutely. If we get a lead of 6, I think we can force turnovers and go on one of our runs. That would be much love. I would be very stoked to see that myself, and I would personally give that an applause if that happens. Because I think this is a game where you get up 10 and it's over. One way or the other. Trent jumps in to say, JG, what would Gus say? Listen, guys, Coach Malzahn, what did you think about that half? Man, it was solid. We're doing some things. We're doing some good things on the attacking end. And Christy was telling me earlier that defensively the effort's been good. We just need to get Herb Hand to do the centipede, and I think that'll be good. But it's been a solid half. That was the most turnovers you've had in a half all year, Gus. Again, it's solid.
Solid.
Brandon J says Trey is basically playing like he did with us, which is actually kind of true, right? Trey tended to play a little more aggressive than you would want or was appropriate. I got a super chat coming through from Don Proper Dickin. His second of the night, and it just says evening AA.
Hola, Don.
You and Don, of course, have in common the fact that he lives in Maastricht, Holland, and you once visited Maastricht, Holland.
That is correct.
Let's see. Solo Tigre says centipede. LMAO, you mean the worm? Yeah, it's all the same, bro. Maybe he could do the worm while singing Rebbie Jackson's 1984 hit, Centipede. I worked that in. How about that, huh? A lost hit from the 80s. I ought to be like a DJ for 80s station. I could tell you all that stuff. Yabo says, Gus would say, give the rock to Cam. We're just going to run the football 17 times. That ought to get him. Hey, can you give me some cheese pups? Blake says, yeah, they really got after us out there. See, they're playing some good football, but we got to step it up. I feel like I'm kind of losing my Gus voice a little bit because I haven't heard him in a long time, you know?
Need to go visit him.
Yeah, I
He's
don't know.
closer.
I was thinking maybe we could go down there and visit, and it could just be Christy. And we don't have to visit Gus. I'm sorry if you're listening, Gus. Don't take it personally.
I don't think he is.
JG, Jay. He called me Jay. Jay, I don't think I'm not listening to that. You know, I'm coaching at Florida State now. Yeah, how's their team doing? Spider Chaw asked the question of the hour. How are we winning? Yo, Malcolm, there's no doubt. That's pretty big. Solo Tigre said, this makes me laugh. He could do it to the soundtrack of the Human Centipede for all I care. Oh, my goodness. I thought it was a centipede. This is a true story. Back many years ago, me and Jason Caldwell from Inside the Auburn Tigers, or Auburn Undercover, and we were at a bar in Atlanta, downtown Atlanta, and this guy was like trying to mac Meredith Jenkins, who was unmackable. I don't really understand for various reasons. And he decided that he was in a Danny Werfel jersey, which gives you an idea of the time frame here. And he did the worm on the dance floor in front of Meredith in an effort to, like, you know how peacocks kind of puff out their chest and do the whole wings thing or whatever that is, Cordy?
Yes, they flaunt their feathers.
Flaunt their feathers. He was doing the centipede or the worm to try to impress Meredith Jenkins, which in retrospect may be the worst thing you could ever do. I mean, first of all, she's unmackable. Second of all, like, no.
I don't think that's going to impress anybody.
Solo says Caldwell to bar. That gives you an idea how long ago it was, Solo, because Caldwell will definitely not be a bar guy now, but I spent some time with him in the 90s at bars. Yeah, this is long before he was married, both when we were young, much younger. And he used to drink a little. He don't anymore, but he used to. Long, long time ago. Chip says, Danny Werfel, UF or Saints jersey? UF. It was a blue UF jersey for sure. Let's see. Ephesians says, Coach J. Coach J is a soccer coach, by the way. I need an adjustment here at the half. So my first thing I would say is calm down. These guys have got to chill out. You're playing way too fast. And let me ask you a question, Tahad. Are we going to run a play today? Denver. Oh, Yabo says there is no unmackable, good sir.
Sometimes there are.
I really don't want to go into detail. Meredith has passed away, and I don't want to speak. I just don't want to talk about her because she's not here to defend herself, and I don't really know. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say. Daniel says, "Is Meredith any kin to Leroy?" Oh my God, what an amazing comment, dude! Thank you for that. I have a Leroy Jenkins soundbite around here somewhere, but I don't know how to get to it right now. So that's the thing. Terrence says adjustment. How about catch the ball? Reynolds says, Jay, what would Jay Jacobs tell the team at halftime? Oh, I know exactly what he would do. All right, brothers, come here. Let's get in a huddle. Listen, we need to pray real quick about this. I don't want to be blasphemous here. You know what I mean? Because I am Catholic myself, and I don't want to make a mockery of religion at all. I don't want anyone to take it that way, but he would definitely want to pray about it. We're just going to pray over this. And Janie, I know your hands are not working the way that you want them to, but I like to tell the story of Job. He had some trouble with his hands as well. Something like that. He'd find some parallel like that. I don't know why it has to be like that. Jay says Miles Kelly needs to work on his handles. Lord. The crazy thing about Miles is he's a gifted driver. He is. He's just not a gifted finisher. And I also admire his willingness to continue shooting his shot. Because he's the guy at the bar who keeps telling the girl, you know, what major she is, what sign is she, and he keeps getting slapped in the face, and he keeps coming back with another line. I respect the ingenuity. But at the same time, it's probably not going to work out. All right, I got an update. Are you guys ready? Here's what it says from Rivals. Rebooted DBs, I guess databases, and doubled the resource count Metrics are improving. We'll monitor. I don't have a keyboard. So I can't answer him. Yeah, let's see if I can do an AI, like a. That's not going to work. You know, on my iPhone, I do the Apple Intelligence thing where it gives me like 3 possible answers, and I would just click on that, but it's not giving me that on this. So, Steve says, you help keep my sanity during stressful Auburn games. Thank you. You help me keep my sanity during stressful Auburn games. I'm more worried about Pat Adams than Michigan. Can we please stop with these like animated, like cool beach guys on the CBS feed right now? Like, can we stop with this? I don't understand. We're doing this during football season too. Remember they would have like this little cutaway where they'd be like, the Raiders are the most penalized team in the NFL. And they would have like a character for Max Crosby falling down a well or something. Do you know what I'm talking about? We always go, why are they doing this? I don't know.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Jester says, who's on the bunker at a time like this? Drain is where it's at. Thank you for being here, Jester. You're a badass.
Maddie T is on the brain drain there.
Oh, did we see Maddie T?
Yeah, scroll up.
There she is, Maddie T. Mad Dog checking in on the brain drain, ! War damn eagle, she says.
You know who that is.
That may be my offspring, those of you who are uninitiated. Miss Courtney and I had a baby. Well, hold on, let me rephrase that. Courtney had a baby in 2002. And her name was Maddie. And sometimes she checks in. And there she is.
And she can get in a chat.
Bego says Apple Intelligence snicker. Yeah, exactly. I was kind of being facetious, but you know. Abby Cran, what's up, man? He says JG has people. He's got a few here and there and everywhere. Appreciate you, Abby Cran, one of the Hampstead folks, and a legend for sure. I wonder if I've been able to charge up my keyboard enough to have it for the second half. Let's check in and see.
I hope so.
I'm at 18%. That's enough.
That's enough. That's good enough. Good enough.
I'm used to charging stuff on the fly with a Tesla, you know. Got him.
You got a supercharger over here in the corner?
Yeah, I got my Elon supercharger right there. All right, so we got 18% on the keyboard. We're fine. That'll definitely go that far. Maddie says, Jill and I are drinking wine and checking in on you.
Oh, I'm sure it's very classy wine. Is it the Aldi wine, Maddie, that's like $4 a bottle?
I'm drinking McKenna 10-year. My friend J-Dub's favorite bourbon. One of my favorite. I'd say it's in my top 20.
It's good stuff.
Courtney's a fan. Maddie T says, smash that like button. We've only got 46,000 likes, guys. We should have more than that. And Daniel says that Chuck Barkley's advice to the team was, quote, get it together. I think that's good. We would all agree that would probably be a good thing for Auburn to do.
Stop being messy.
Wrong kind of messy, Cordy.
No, they don't need to be messy on the floor.
Let's see. GW says, JDT, get you a Logitech K750 solar-powered keyboard. Best thing I've ever bought. Put my man right there. And Maddie says, Miss Courtney, it is indeed $4 Aldi wine, LMAO.
That's not wine.
That's not wine. That's flavored grain alcohol. Metallic Ops says, E.H. Taylor tonight. Thumbs up, bro. I'm tempted. Well, I got to pound this one first, but I'm going to drink some with you, Metallic Ops, because I'm really glad to have you here on the show with me. I got one of these. I didn't know we had two.
We have dose.
It's heavier.
Yeah, go with that one.
Yeah. Honestly, didn't know we had two. Metallic Op, fancy pants. Fancy pants.
I thought you said you weren't going to drink a lot tonight, Jay.
Courtney, I haven't had that much. I've only had a little bit.
The Auburn Tigers are forcing you to drink more brown water.
My dad used to like 60s music before he... Anyway, and one of the songs he really liked was Hot Rod Lincoln. It said, son, you're going to drive me to drinking if you don't stop driving that Hot Rod Lincoln. Mm-hmm. AU Taxman, great news. He says, JG had a great time on my Tennessee college tour today. Is that Tennessee or Texas? On my UT college tour today, the moms were on point. We need to know which one it is because those of us who are fans of moms need to know where we could go. Snobber asked the question that we're all wondering, Courtney. If I had to poop, would Courtney take over?
Would
you take over the show if I needed to go to the bathroom immediately?
Yes, but it would not be nearly as entertaining.
Metallic Ob, I got some E.H. Taylor right here. I bet I haven't had a sip of this in a year, but I'm going to have a sip of this because I respect you so much as a bunkerer. I feel like you're one of my favorite guys in the bunker. Always level-headed and funny and light. So there you go. To you, my man. Tennessee is what AU Taxman says. So he went to a college tour at Tennessee. We're hoping that his offspring goes to Samford, but Tennessee would, maybe be fine. He says the mom game was on point. Where were the hottest moms when we went on our trip, Courtney?
I don't remember.
I think Trancy.
I don't remember.
Courtney doesn't remember. Maybe you weren't paying that. What about DILFs? Ole Miss?
Probably Ole Miss, I guess.
Yeah, probably Ole Miss. You're exactly right. Not including Neil McCready, though. Austin M., not related to Chris or CJ, jumps in with a super chat to say, everybody just needs to calm down. If the first 10 minutes go like the first half, then we need to fire Gus. Thank you for what you do, JG.
That's pretty good.
That is amazing. Austin, that's one of the great super chats we've ever gotten, man. Very clever and very funny and very topical and the perfect one to have right now. We Drink Shit says DILFs, LOL. We Drink Shit is one of Morgan's friends, Courtney. I think he's got a daughter on the on that team. I don't want to say which one it is. I'm not trying to out you or anything. Terrence says, wherever Courtney was, LOL.
Nicely played.
Wherever she was. Cassidy P says, speaking of Trancy, I'll be in Lexington next week.
That is an amazing college.
It is. I met a really cool chick there in 1992.
Yeah, I heard she's pretty cool.
She's a little bitchy, but I like her. I'm sorry. She's bossy. But no, I'm sorry. She's assertive.
Bitchy's okay.
It's okay. To be fair, you did some things on the hockey field that I don't think you would do again.
It's all questionable.
Oh, We Drink Shit just says, I have a Belmont cheerleader. There you go. If you say that in the wrong forum, We Drink Shit, you can get yourself into trouble. But you're in this forum, and we know where you're coming from, and we know you're a friend of Morgan, so you're Gucci. He's a friend of Jason and Emily's, and that makes him royalty. So there you go. And look who else we've got here, royalty. Someone who has partied with my wife in the pool. Pipe layer himself.
Pipe layer.
Says, hi, Courtney, finally bringing some substance to the show.
Hardly.
He says.
Nice.
We're looking forward to seeing you, Pipe, this summer in Mexico. I hope that you and Daphne are able to slide out. I know you've got two now.
I love this. Look at this interview.
She's like actually a foot and a half shorter than him, right? So he's like 6'10".
She is literally at his elbow.
She's 5'2", maybe 5'1". She's like a gymnast kind of. Hey, there's your friend Grant Hill, Courtney.
He is the only decent person.
I've told him that too. I told him
that area.
I told him that in Minneapolis, and he said, I get that a lot.
Right? I mean...
And people don't respect the fact that his wife is as hot as she is. You never hear anybody talking about how he's married to Tamia. She is hotter than balls, dude. I mean, he's a pretty good-looking guy, though. But
yes, he's a handsome man.
Yeah, he is. So, Anthony R., my man, I'm so glad to see you here with us, too. He says, what's good, Jay? How we feeling? I would say that I'm feeling okay. Right. I think people here are not super stoked.
This first 5 minutes better be something better.
I think people here are very concerned, and I think rightfully so. They play like ass in that first half, bro. Turnovers, if they have more than 5 in this half, I'm going to be disgusted. All right, we're going to start things off with a nice block from a 3-on-1. Bro, get the fuck out of here, man. Another turnover? This is just like, what is going on?
We are not on the playground, boys.
What is going on?
This looks like preschoolers playing today.
Oh, my. We need a... I'm going to get my stream shut down for all the cussing. Oh, my goodness. What is this? Oh, my God. I mean, you can't even blame any, like, in football, they'd find a way to say, you know, you got wet balls or the humidity or the crowd or something. Like, you can't even do that here. It's just like you just keep dropping the ball. A step back 3 from a 7-footer.
Wow.
Dude. Undefendable.
Yowzers. Can't do much about that one.
Nope. There's nothing you can do about that.
That kid needs a haircut.
And he also hit one in the first half where he went over a screen from like, so he hit a 3 from like 26 feet.
No.
Chad Bacon lasagna. Missed the 3.
Oh, you forgot something.
Oh, see, they have their own problems. So Auburn's,
He's like, yeah, that was my fault. Like, no doubt. Yeah, that was really fault.
the Auburn Tigers have 11 turnovers, and Michigan has 9 now. He's trying to do a crossover at 7'1".
His legs just get in the way.
It's one thing if I have that problem because I have short legs, but this guy has really long legs. It's like he's on stilts. All right, guys, let's just get slowed down. Make some passes. We always know that Auburn's. There we go. Now that's a good. That's an 80%er right there. That's an 80%er. We can deal with that. We like that. I like those incisive passes. We haven't seen many of those in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Good.
Hey, no foul on that either. I like that. Auburn's done a nice job of repelling down low without fouling. I like that.
Nope.
Oh, my goodness. We got a super chat coming through from We Drink Shit. Look at this.
Wow. That is crazy.
Dude, I hope this is not our last half of basketball. Oh, famous last words, my guy. Hold on. Janai's about to drop an 80%er.
No, he's
He
not.
got fouled. He got fouled. But if it is, I just want to say I've really enjoyed the drain. Come hang in Nashville and we'll talk songs and drink some whiskey. My man.
Nice.
Bro. Thank you, We Drink Shit. That's amazing, dude. And the fact that you've been vouched for by my man Morgan and his lovely wife.
Just saw some news that's coming into Nashville today, too.
What is the news?
I sent it to you.
Oh.
Remember that there's going to be a new bar option in Nashville.
I still don't know what you're talking about.
It's going to be Snoop.
Wait, hold on. Namari Burnett, isn't he the guy from Texas Tech that Auburn tried to get like years ago? I think they did try to get him. Why did I not remember that? I think he's from Texas Tech, and they tried to pick him up. And he ended up going to Michigan. I don't know why he would do that. We drink shit. Thank you, bro. Wow.
Very generous.
That is extremely generous. Scotty P thinks this team is mentally soft. The pressure has just become too much. Jay Robertson with us tonight, one of our Ole Miss friends. Sorry about your boys earlier today. I was pulling for them. I love the SEC, unless it's certain teams I don't want to name, Tennessee, Alabama. But you guys fought really hard. And Izzo said after the game that it was one of the toughest games they'd ever played. Just a very physical opponent. All right, second chance opportunity here for the Auburn Tigers. Chad Bacon lasagna doing one of those Chad shots, and it was terrible, and he didn't get it anywhere near the hole. It's like I'm not even watching Auburn right now. Like, who is this team? Like, I just feel like I'm watching, like, just some rando team, like, you know, that, like, Wake Forest or some goofy. Another turnover.
Oh, my.
Another turnover. Guys, this is one of the worst basketball games we have ever watched.
It is ugly on both sides. Like,
so Janai got a tip in. Janai saves the day with a tip in there. God, my God, guys, this is the ugliest game ever.
Both sides are stinking it up.
Frank G I think he would like to just have a sentence, maybe 2, where BP and Burgo just tell you, like, dude, the Michigan fans on their brain drain are freaking out, too, because these turnovers are
here
just insane. What are you cheering for, Dylan?
I helped him go out of bounds.
I mean, it's good defense, to be fair. I mean, it's great defense because he's getting it done and he's not fouling. So, I mean, he's doing a hell of a job, but
let's not be singing the accolades yet.
God 11 to 12 turnovers. Holy cow. Jordan, you're right, man. It's both ways. I mean, it's just so weird. We watch Auburn all the time, and again, 8 turnovers or 9 turnovers is regular for them for a game. And Janai with a push shot. That's not an 80%er. That's like a 60%er, but he ain't even hitting those anymore. I'm afraid this is going to be one of those games you just try to get out alive. D. Lucky was right. He said this earlier. You're just trying to win this game by 1 point and get moving.
Wait a minute. He came over his back. I'm very confused on that call.
Are they calling a foul on Auburn here?
Calm.
Do they call a foul on Auburn then?
Yes.
With that guy going over his back?
That's what I'm very confused by.
Auburn personal foul on Chad Baker-Mazara is what they're going to call for here. What? I got to go back and look at this replay.
That doesn't make any sense.
Chad was under him. I'm going to watch this again real quick. One Fly thinks this is a BS foul call. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Wait, he fouled his own player if you want to say there's a foul.
I'm going to call
really
that
confused.
I'm going to call that a 5%er. There's a 5% chance he fouled him. I couldn't tell because there's kind of a bunch of guys with their hands up, but it was not.
It looked like he fouled Burm.
I don't. Well, Yabo says bacon lasagna look confused too, but he likes to get dramatic, right? Mike B says, remember midseason Auburn? I do. These Michigan fans watching this game, I'm sure, are going, this team was number 1? Are you kidding me? It's yucky, man. What in the world is going on? My goodness. All right, let me go ahead and get these. Get the first box of the second half. CDF jumping in with a super chat. My man, he has been going off tonight. We love it. He says, we're going to need to change these sheets. We about to be balls deep in spring ball.
Ouch. Nobody wants that.
Oh, my goodness. I just don't see how there's anybody. I just didn't see a foul either way on what happened before we went to break there. I didn't think that Goldine did anything wrong. I didn't think Chad did anything wrong. I don't understand what in the world that was all about. Still trying to get this box going. Oh, Courtney, I don't know if you know this, but during the first half, our message board went dead.
Yes. Hey, Jay, did you know the bunker was down?
I had some people tell me. I do appreciate y'all telling me that.
I will say, at least they aren't calling every little pissy foul.
I know, and usually with Patch Adams, they get a little ticky-tack. Maybe he knows there's a lot of eyes on him tonight. I don't know. We were all kind of hoping that Patch Adams would not be doing an Auburn game in the tournament, and guess what? Here we are. Now, I don't think he's anti-Auburn. I just think he just likes to do stupid shit in games. Doesn't necessarily go against or for Auburn. All right, here we go. First box score of the second half. This is just going to be since halftime. I love these old shots of BP like a long time ago. Southern Indiana, when he was coaching in Evansville, Courtney.
That's a minute ago.
1995 D2 national champions.
Screaming Eagles.
Yeah, he still has some of those guys come to practice every now and then. You know, if they're coming through town or whatever, he always welcomes them all back. He's really cool like that. Super chat from the working man. They call me the working man. Don't know how to an agent to find where's the foul at. It's going to take somebody with like a microscope, bro, because there's nothing going on there. I think even Vladislav Goldine from Russia is like skeptical of this. But he's going to get the free points. He don't care. He's like the Russian version of Eric Montross, rest in peace. I think Montross wore 52, Courtney.
Now you're aging yourself.
Yeah, these young kids don't know who Eric Montross is. Played at North Carolina, and he sucked because I hate North Carolina.
Please do not launch a 3 from here. Please.
Michigan, so this half, they have 0 assists and 3 turnovers. Is that bad? Their people are going to be mad. Ambitious says, we're playing like ass, and y'all crying about Pat Adams. No, it's just because it's tradition to make fun of Pat Adams.
Okay, that's what needed to happen there.
We'll give him a drop on that. Let me get these scores set up here. 37 for them. 36-ish for Auburn? Yes, correct. 36. All right. We're going to call a foul of some kind here. I like the pump fake. I like the right-handed finish. That is like just vintage Janai right there. The kind of Janai we really like.
Wait a minute.
Did they call Chad for another foul there? Yeah, must have. Wait, was Blake wearing like a sling or something? No, he just had a towel on his shoulder. 39-36, so Michigan found a way to score on that possession. Great. Yeah. Another second chance opportunity here. Janai gets an offensive rebound. Auburn can
No.
Oh, my God. Miles, you want to talk about Janai being a zero? Dude, Miles has been really bad tonight. Oh, and Chaney got the foul right there, too. He just ran into him, man. That dude just played him. I mean, it's smart basketball.
Mm-hmm.
He got right in front of him and just stopped. Chaney's got to anticipate that better. And Chaney's just like, oh, man. My pug makes that face when he steals the toilet paper.
When he gets in trouble.
And you go, why did you steal the toilet paper? And he goes,
Just drops his head.
Yeah. Roddy Gale, not related to Tim Gale. And he consummates the 3-point play.
Please
Courtney.
don't go down here and start shooting threes. Just go straight. Yes, that's what needs to happen right there.
Oh, and Janai's going to get an and one. He's going to get an and one.
He's heating up.
That's going to be 38 for the Auburn Tigers with another one potentially at the free throw line. I like that. Let's see. Frank G says, ultimately, our coaches have failed miserably getting the team up for this game. I mean, I guess Michigan has too. Their coach has failed miserably.
It's not like there's not effort here. It's just it's sloppy.
Yeah, it's almost like there's too much effort.
Yeah, like they're just too hyped. Like they're all over the place.
39-42. The Auburn Tigers kind of making a comeback here if you want to talk about that. I feel like a stranger to be fair. I know you're not talking to me, but I have the same question. Why are y'all mad at Broom? He's literally the only dude scoring and playing hard. I actually think they are playing hard. They're just not playing well.
Yes, I agree that they're playing hard.
I was like, don't hit another three, bro. Yeah, I don't see any lack of investment here. I just see lack of accurate shooting and ball handling.
They're taking the eyes off the ball.
Yeah, that's
letting the other team get the ball.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Oh, no. Oh, a little behind the back pass to nobody, and that's another Auburn turnover.
Stop with the fancy passing. Just get the ball to your friend.
Colby says, if we lose, do we need to have a conversation about Pearl's postseason performance? Come on now.
Let's take it easy.
I mean, it's not the worst question.
There's a lot of the game left.
It's not the worst question I've heard.
I didn't say that. I said there's a lot of game left.
Yeah, there's a lot of game left. I don't like, 44 now for Michigan. They got a second chance opportunity there on a tip in, and it's the same dude, man. I mean, Auburn's got Janai, and they've got Danny Wolf, and that's pretty much the two guys going at it right now. We thought coming into this game it was going to be, a function of them having these 2 7-footers, and it was going to be a problem. And we thought the guards are going to be able to take serious advantage of, Janai with an 80%er, and he can't finish it.
I thought that was money there.
Can't finish it. I thought the Auburn's guards are going to be a huge advantage in this game. They've been pretty much neutral.
Damn.
Wow, that's a great drive by Danny Wolf there. I thought defense was good. Michigan's up 7 now. This is a game I was joking with earlier, kind of to say that, a 10-point lead would seem almost insurmountable at this point. Auburn's just got to really calm down here.
Please,
oh my
no.
God. I don't like that shot at all. Is there going to be a foul on the floor, I guess, against Michigan, trying to get defensive rebounding position? God, that's a nice drive.
Really nice.
Yeah, that's a nice drive. Sam H says, damn, we're done. He thinks Auburn's cooked.
I don't think that's the case. but they need to quit launching threes because that's not what you need right now.
No. All right, you good for a little while? Mm-hmm. All right, good. No, I'm gonna take this one solo for a little bit. All right. Okay, so you want to take a break? Go back. Okay. Courtney wants to take a break for a little while. I guess she's getting frustrated. I don't know. One fly says turnovers are killing us, and I'm with Sam H. Yeah, there we go. Appreciate you. Hang in there. Sam H says we can't hit threes to get back into it. I mean, you could, but yeah, that's not the usual path for Auburn, right? The usual path for Auburn is take care of the ball, let Janai score inside and do his thing, and then you kind of play off that, right? And you let Denver get a few nice shots or whatever. God, is that Chaney again on a foul? Oh, my God. Chaney just looks out of sorts, man. He needs to go sit down, I think. Not because he's in trouble, not because he needs to be punished. I just think he's losing his mind a little bit. CDF jumps in and just says, Jabba. My man. I got to give a laugh to that. That's funny. I'm sorry. Oh, a little loud. I'm sorry. It's kind of starting to look like a Jabba moment, honestly. He's just going to have to. Golly, man. This is like a Creighton game inverted. Inverted. This is kind of what Auburn did to Creighton the last time out, and now they're getting it done to them. And I just don't think Michigan's good. I don't, but they're playing less awful right now. I just don't. I mean, God, if the game went out, if the season went out this way, I don't know what I would say about it. Who is this team, and what are they doing? Oh, Tahad just says, well, here. Oh, come on, Jay. He couldn't get a play, or he seemed frustrated that he couldn't get a play or didn't know the play, and so then he just goes up there and shoots a three. Like, okay. And they come right down, Michigan does, and turn the ball over for absolutely no reason, and there people start getting a little frustrated too. So he gets frustrated, shoots the three, and then looks over at the bench like, what are we doing now? He could have been mad at his teammates. He may have thought, hey, we're running a high screen. I've got nobody screening. What are we doing? I don't know. I just don't know enough about it. Shane jumps in with a super chat to say they're turning on each other. It's over. Hold on. This team is the most tight chemistry team I have seen at Auburn. This is a team that has a ton of mutual respect, a ton of leadership. There's just a real fraternization among the guys. So I am not at all concerned about them turning on each other. I promise you. If Tahad's frustrated, he's going to speak it out. They're going to talk it out during this timeout. It's going to be fine. They have great camaraderie. That is not going to be the problem. They may lose this game because they can't get their head out of their ass, but it's not going to be because they're fighting. And I'm with one fly too, God. How many times just in this tournament have we seen things turn around in much less time than this, in much less space needed to fix it? I mean, Arkansas was up 16 yesterday and lost. Grind, just let them go. Tahad and Broom, among the guys on the team, are two of the tightest. If you're watching practice on a regular Tuesday or whatever, Tahad and Broom are always just teasing each other and having fun. Those guys get along great. Just let them work it out, man. Yeah, I feel like a stranger says they're homies. It's okay. I completely agree. Sometimes you just got to fuss, and you get over it, and you move on. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Brent says, why is everyone so pessimistic? Because they're playing like ass. That's why. And T-Roy says, we need plain horseplay stat. My man. Turtle, where are you? Turtle, we need you. Let's go ahead and get that next box score together for the second half and see what we're looking at. Michigan had major turnover problems in that first segment of the second half. My guess is that they are not having those same problems now. They kind of actually are, but they're shooting the ball a whole lot better. That's the difference for them this half. And here come the stats right now. All right, again, this is just for the second half. So 19 points for Michigan and 12 for the Auburn Tigers. And you see they're shooting 6 of 13 from the floor. Auburn's 5 of 15, including 1 of 6 from three-point range, and 6 of 7 at the line for Michigan, and 1 of 1 for Auburn. Auburn is way behind on free throws. That's something we talked about before the game. We love it when Auburn shoots free throws, and they're just not doing it tonight. And the rebounding margin, which went heavily into Auburn's favor in the first half, I think they were plus 12 or 13. Now they're minus 4, so it's starting to even out game overall. 3 assists and 4 turnovers for Auburn in this half. They have 1 assist and 4 turnovers, but they're shooting the ball well, and that kind of makes up for, or masks, as the kids would say, some of the problems. Points off turnovers, Michigan's ahead in this half. Second chance opportunities, Michigan's ahead in this half. So they've turned some things around, and they're much more efficient on the offensive end, and Auburn hasn't made any progress to that end yet. There is still plenty of time. It's only a 6-point margin, but some shit's got to start happening pretty soon if Auburn's going to get out of this. CDF says, can we go ahead and get Jay Jizzle's grades? I need to laugh. Uh-oh. Denver says, listen here, CDF. I'm going to shoot one from three-point range and splash that bad boy in there. Just keep in mind, man, Michigan's had their own, goodness gracious, they've had their own problems with Danny Wolf just driving right there and didn't get any satisfaction. Zachary A. says, need a run. I think he's maybe onto something here. Oh, they're going to try to deny ISO on not Danny Wolf. That's an 80%er, and he got it in.
He's heating up.
All right, Auburn's starting. Look at that. They came out of this timeout, and they've kind of stabilized here. Let's see if they can get another stop and another score, and that would probably establish a run. Oh, Chad Bacon, the Zanya. Oh, he forced Trey Donaldson into a foul there. A turnover and a foul. Yes, Denver with the 3. Toomer's Corner says, I told y'all we won't go 3 of 16 again this half. It'd be nice. Janai consummates an 80%er. He's having himself a decent little night, guys. He's got 9 points in this half, so that means he's, up close to 20 now for the game, if not more, maybe 21. I feel like I'm the guy who should probably have those stats in front of you, right? Janai has 21 points and 14 boards, and somebody earlier said he sucked. Oh, Chad.
Drop.
Chad hits a shot and gets the foul, and Auburn is all of a sudden right back in the game. They've got the lead and a free throw coming. I just, the amount of time on this run is like damn near 0. It's like the ultimate Sonny Smith run where you're not taking time off the clock. Okay, so they're saying no bucket here? Wait, hold on a minute. So Auburn doesn't get credit for that bucket that he just hit? How does that work? Jordan says on the floor. They must have called that foul on the floor somehow. So they're going to call a foul on Michigan there, just trying to fight through a screen. Now, an unscrupulous referee could have called that on Janai because he was moving, but I think the problem was, I think the Michigan guy was more guilty on that one. I don't like Dylan dribbling 35 feet from the basket. Okay, thank you. Oh, now Denver. Oh, they're going to call that on the floor too? Wait, what's the call here? Oh, is they going to call a push-off on Denver? You got to be shitting me. Are they going to call Denver there? No, they're going to call that on the foul. They're going to call that on the floor. Wow. Okay. The first one I thought was iffy. That one was just, come on now. Oh, they just forced Chad Baker into a turnover there. Jesus, Michigan is completely out of control as well, dude. I mean, completely out of control. What an insane game this is. Like, it's not pretty, but it's definitely intriguing. Janai wants this ball, man. He's feeling it. I mean, good God. Another second. This is going to be a third chance opportunity right here for Tahad. Oh.
Boom shakalaka.
He gets Auburn ahead, 49-48. Hey, man, you cannot fault Auburn for the lack of emotional investment here, okay? This is about as ugly a game as we have seen. I'm not sure, not since BP's been getting them to the tournament. I have not seen them play this poorly. Like, just ugly, messy, completely out of character. But the emotional investment is 100% there. And the effort on the offensive rebounding is making a difference in this game for sure. Good God, is it making a difference? For our Tigers says rock fight, and that's exactly what they're dealing with right here. And CDF just says JB4MS. He's making a difference right now. Let me go ahead and get the latest box score up, even though it's only been like a minute, but it's been a very eventful minute for the Auburn Tigers, no doubt. Let's get this second half box score updated for you guys because it is this last 2 minutes has been pretty much all Auburn. In fact, we talked earlier that Michigan was up 19-12 in this half. Well, guess what? No more advantage. It's now 19-19. Again, this half. And Auburn has found a way to dig back very, very quickly. Again, a run that Sonny Smith would appreciate because they're scoring scoring so quickly. Cass DP jumping in with a super chat to say, get stops, get to the rack, repeat. I love it when you speak that straightly. Directly to the point. Me and Chip love that because we believe in things like that. Play better, get the ball in the basket, win the game. It's straightforward. T-Roy Tiger says, tell BP we want more drains. BP. All right, so this half, things are turning around a little bit here for the Auburn Tigers. 8 of 20 from the floor. That's a +5 in terms of shots taken. You like to see that. Auburn's still having some ball handling issues, 5 assists and 5 turnovers. But looking at the other way, Michigan's got 1 assist and 5 turnovers, so they're having major problems of their own. Second chance opportunities have gone even 4-4. Points off turnovers, which was a Michigan advantage earlier, is now even at 7-7. And Auburn is flirting with 1 point per possession, which they haven't been at this game yet. They're trying to get there. And Janai, for all of his faults in this game, he's the difference. And I can't even really fault him for being inefficient this half. I mean, 5 of 11 with 11 points. I don't have a problem there. I just want to see more free throws. I'm not trying to be like, a stat miser. I'm just saying get to the rack. Like, too many jump shots that Janai and Dylan are having to kind of corral and get them more shots, basically. I don't know. I do feel I sense a little bit of a change here in the last 90 seconds or so. They just calmed down a little bit, and it's not necessarily gotten any prettier, but it's at least we can kind of say we know what they're trying to do. That's a step forward. 20 points and 15 boards in an NCAA tournament game. There's only 3 people to do it in an Auburn jersey. That's Chuck, and Janai. And my man Carter earlier was saying he's a complete waste of space, a terrible player. Come on now. That was only like 5 minutes into the game. Can't be so reactive. Dude, that's got to be a 5-second call. Finally, they fucking called one. Finally. Gives them the thumbs down on that. Hey, that's a great defensive stand right there. I like to call it a hold, but the right word would be a stop right there. All right, so Michigan is now over its season average for turnovers. They usually get about 14, and now, the 13.9. Auburn now on a 10-0 run to change this. Oh, he got his shit blocked, though. That's going to be Auburn ball. Let's see. Schaefer Kia thinks if we play with this kind of effort, we're going to be fine in this game. And I think it's One Fly says Wolf is all Michigan's got. And so far, that's been the case. Namari Burnett has been a little bit. Goldine looks like he's kind of lost his balls a little bit. I haven't noticed him very much at all lately. Yabo likes this defensive effort. Oh, I don't like that inbounds very much, but they did call a foul on dude. Metallic Ops says Auburn PTSD JGT. I've been right there with you, brother. I was talking about it on the bunker when it was working earlier about how, I understand some of the fatalistic stuff that Auburn people exhibit because, my God, you guys have been through the ringer. I've watched it happen for a long time. 2 points on 1 of 7. Is that good, guys? He can make up for it, though. There you go, Chad. Just kind of finesse that bad boy in there. At one point during the season, he was like a 91, 92% free throw shooter. I think he slipped from there. He's probably more like 85 or 82, somewhere in that range now, but he's still pretty good at the line. And he got 2 to get Auburn up 3. Getting close to their largest lead of the game. I think it was 4. And also, I like the free throws. You can't just let Michigan have all these free throws. Michigan hasn't really taken advantage of that, but we've seen games like that previously for Auburn where they let the free throws get out of control. Looks like they've kind of got they're understanding that now. God, I think Chad got his hand on that, but it still went in. Not enough. It's 51-50. We got any Van Halen fans out there? 1986. Why can't this be love? Love walks in. Dreams. Summer nights. Oh my goodness. Hey, don't stare at him. Don't be like that. Dude, if Danny Wolf was like 5'9", he would have been an extra on Leave It to Beaver. Like he would have been friends with the Beaver. Wait, hold on. You know what I mean. Oh, Trey got fighting through a screen right there. I thought that was going to be another foul. He just got denied, too. Oh, is that a 3 or a 2? I think he put his hands up. That's a 3. That's a splash. Man, that's a big-time shot right there. Auburn matches its largest lead of the game right here. He just dropped the ball out of bounds. Booyah. Got him again, man. Michigan's having major turnover problems of their own. I think they're up to 15 now. Did you see Coach Ian Borders? Before the ball wasn't even near the rim yet, and he was like this, like, that's going. He must know, like, when Denver has a certain stroke, that's going like 90% of the time. Oh, Ian did it again. Did you see that? Splash. Ian must know something about his shooting. Okay, so this is Auburn's biggest lead of the game. Trey is, what in the fuck was that? That's not my problem, but I feel bad for Trey on that one. Jeez. What is this run situation looking like right now? Let me see. Auburn is on a 6-0 run on the heels of a 10-0 run. So it's now 18-2 over the last 4.5 minutes. Auburn's on an 18-2 run, and Michigan has 4 turnovers in its last 6 possessions. That's not good, is it? Wow, this is turned around in a freaking hurry. 18-2 run? Wow. Cassidy P., your words were prescient here. Get stops, get to the rack, and repeat. That's exactly what they've done. And, yeah, this has turned around pretty aggressively for the Auburn Tigers. Madison C. just says F-A-F-O, my man. I feel like a stranger says, I'm so effing pumped. And Cassidy P. staying on brand says, Zep doing Zep things, y'all. We love it. Dumbass on the bunker trying to say that Zep Jasper, who we actually like a lot. Zep's good people, but he's not a very good shooter. Saying that Denver and him were the same player. Cassidy P. did not say that. We had some dumbasses on the bunker saying that, and Cassidy P. is laughing about it the way we all should be. It was a terrible take. Abby Kren didn't have a bad take. He says, keep it up, Denver. That's right. He is lighting it up. Let's go to our, where are we at in the game? We're about 10-minute mark. 7:38. So we'll just do a full box now. Let me do a full box here for our hot, fresh stats. and take a look at how things are turning around. Some numbers. Ooh, I see some numbers I really like on this one. Let me get these pulled up for you guys. I'm loving the rebounding numbers. I'm liking them a lot. And I'm also liking the shots attempted number. It's trending in a way that I find very satisfactory. All right, here's the hot, fresh stats right here. This is for the game now. Earlier I was doing second half boxes, but this is the game box. Look at the rebounding, 41-27 in favor of Auburn. And shots attempted is 61-48 in favor of Auburn. So Auburn's plus 13 in shots. Auburn's plus 14 in rebounding. And the assist to turnover is still kind of messy for Auburn at 12 and 15, but they're 4 assists and 15 turnovers. They've got problems. This is just trying to get this bad boy home with one headlight is honestly the story here. Both teams. Stu Pup jumps in with a super chat. Says 18-2 equals a kill shot run. Got to hold it. My man, we give him an applause. Really for the run here. 15 turnovers each. We mentioned that earlier, but 4 assists total for Michigan at this point. I mean, that's a complete lack of ball control. I mean, passing tempo is really not favoring them at all. Now, maybe that's a little bit more of what they do, but their passing has been not good. And Auburn's has been a little bit better. Schaefer Kia just says, I like box. My man, I love boxes too. Particularly full game boxes when Auburn wins. You know what I mean? And Jay thinks it's time for Miles Kelly to close this bad boy out, that just at some point, you know, he's going to hit some. All right, so Auburn's got an 18-2 run right now, and they've got the ball with about, just with the counting clock, as Andy would say, under 8 minutes. Now, I like Denver slowed down his drive there. He's trying to invite some contact, which did not come. That's probably a smart choice by Michigan, and that gets it to 59-50. Auburn's on a 20-2 run right now. Goldine got away. That's probably not going to count. See, you got taken down on the floor. Yeah, he really crossed over homie on that one. Denver did. Denver's playing. He's having a whale of a second half here, which he did in the Creighton game as well. Oh, boy, Trey. No, it's not a turnover. He was able to corral that ball before it went out. It's just got their offense all askew now. They're way behind as far as got to run some stuff with not much time on the clock. But Danny Wolf says, I can do something here maybe. Nope, Goldine's only got 3 seconds here. Oh, man, he made it go anyway. And a foul? Goodness gracious, what a mistake. Boy, whatever foul that is, I don't know, whatever. I'm done just trying to figure out, adjudicate these foul calls. I don't even know what to say about it. Brian, I'm with you, man. Brian Cheese says, Goldine had his hand on broom. I saw the same thing you did, bro. All right, so Chaney's back in after a pretty long hiatus. It's got to happen because Janai's been playing a bunch of minutes here, and he's been just carrying the team on his back, if we're being real about it. So I think it's good to try to get Chaney at least a couple minutes here and let Janai, maybe work the last 4. There he is, Clark, the outstanding trainer, doing some double duty there. Yeah, I think that was a good idea from Denver to not try to take on Danny Wolf under the basket. It's probably going to get SWAT skied. By the way, I shorted Michigan a point. I will give that to them now. Tahad beats Goldine, I should say, off the dribble as he should, and gets another bucket for the Auburn Tigers. And Auburn, I don't know, I can't get this information in front of me right now, but I'd like to know how many possessions, Auburn has scored. Like, let's say the last 12 possessions. I bet Auburn scored on 11 of them. Now, Dylan did a great job there. He did not get off his feet. He got a foul there on the second chance opportunity, but I think he can let that one go. He did not get off his feet. He was the second player off the floor. He maintained vertical body position. I thought he did a great job there. Just trying to get down below 4, I think, and let Janai come back in. Brian G thinks Goldine is a bully. How do we say that in Russian? Jeez. D Lucky says, need 3 good minutes from Chaney. I'm with you, bro. Just get him under the 4-minute mark. Get him under the 4-minute mark. That's all we're pushing for here. Yeah, if it's going to be a free throw fest, I love Auburn's chances in a free throw fest because they're pretty good free throw shooters top to bottom. At least the top 5 guys are. But if you're going to get there, I think you'd rather be up 10. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mitch says, here comes Pat Adams. Doing what Pat Adams does. But Goldine missed a free throw there, and Dillon snatched the rebound. David says, I don't drink much, but I think I need another one. Auburn's starting to play with a little more, slowing it down a little bit, taking their time, which I think is the right thing to do. Oh, God, Tahad. It's right as I say that. Tahad takes a 3 for no reason. They're going to say that's an Auburn ball. Pat Adams is going to do something. I thought he was trying to go the other way with that. One Fly says, eat clock and score. I think that's a great idea. I don't think that touched Miles. I think he just kind of got lucky on that. Matrixed his way, Mr. Anderson. I kind of wish that Denver was running point right now. I feel like it runs better when he's running point. Oh, Jesus. 5 seconds to go in this possession. Oh, my goodness. Tahad with just kind of a bailout 3. I mean, the clock was running down. He had no other options. And he just splashed one, dude. That might be the shot of the game right there. That might be the one that just puts Michigan in a death spiral. I mean, just because it's going to take a lot of effort now. 10 points in this game is like 15 in a regular one. I mean, it's because it's so grindy and grimy, as the kids say. Let's go ahead and get a new box put out here for you guys to take a look at and munch on some of these stats. These hot, fresh stats. And see some of the work that the Auburn Tigers been putting in. God, Janai, I'm telling you, he is putting one together here. 21 points, 16 boards, and at times he's the only thing Auburn's had. Now, it's not necessarily that way at the moment because Denver and Tahad have come to life, but for a while he was just carrying the team on his back. 21 and 16 so far. Good golly. Tahad has 15 on 6 of 13. I'll take it all day long. 3 assists and 3 turnovers. Don't love the turnovers, but he's bringing a lot to the table, so to speak. Solo Tigre showing some, he's a little bit ahead of us, but he's not saying anything because he's that kind of guy. He does it for the community. Goldine from 3, sort of hit rim, like after it hit the backboard. Yo, Malcolm getting the column sign out, my man. There it is. I like it. Chip thinks he's going to have a hard time with grades. He says some players who were ass earlier are coming through bigly now. Oh, my God, Tahad, don't you... Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, my...
Boom shakalaka!
Did you see Denver put his hand on his head like, oh, my God, what's happening? So he just hits a turnaround and gets fouled, so he's going to the line. I think Denver's literally watching him going, I can't believe he just hit that. Wow. Dickie Vitale would definitely call this a primetime player. All right, he'd call him a diaper dandy for sure, but that is a play right there. Good God. 67-54. I mean, this thing turned around so fast. Have you ever seen a game turn around that fast? Not an Auburn game. This game was like super tight like 5 minutes ago. 5 game minutes ago, you know what I mean? Yeah, not much you can do on that, Dylan. Not much you can do on that. Yeah, Metallic Ops says, it's a PTP, baby. Beppo got it too, my man. You guys have been watching basketball for a while. Hello. So let me see when this game, let me see how long ago it was really tight. It was, let's see, visitors were last ahead at the 11-12 mark. It was 48-47 Michigan at the 11-12 mark. And then Auburn goes on that run. And they go up 10. They go up 10 and 5-12. So it took about 6 minutes for Auburn to go from down 1 to up 11. And it just turned around right there at that 11-minute mark. I wonder what happened. I mean, I think Auburn just had that, got those 5 quick points, and it just helped, By the way, Michigan did score on the other end. I don't mean to be shorting them points. Felix, what's up, bro? Says, why don't we ever get to watch Auburn on any outlet? Crazy. Which outlet do you mean? Oh, nice idea from Tahad, and Dylan couldn't put it in. Still 4 minutes to go. D. Lucky was calling for Chaney to make it to the 4-minute mark just to give Janai some time, and I think we've gotten there. We're under 4 minutes now. Chaney going to try to give one last foul here on Danny Wolf. Actually got a block on that play, his finest defensive play of the game. And he doesn't get carried away, and he just slows the ball down. Nice play by Chaney right there. Melee calls this the 3-2 game, Sweet 16 edition. Come on, it's a little better than that. At least they did score. They played some actually good basketball in the last 8 minutes, though. Hit it, Chaney, just for you, man. I would have loved to have seen Chaney hit that. It would have been a nice redemption story. Get that board. Yep. I think they're in the danger zone right now. If Auburn scores in this possession, I'm going danger zone. Because I see no reason for Michigan to be able to score here like a lot of points. They don't have a lot of scoring ability. Grind asks, how tall is Chaney Johnson? I'm thinking he's 6'8", 6'7", 6'8". Something like that. Oh, Felix the Cat says like stream on Max or something like that. Yeah, some kind of a streaming concept. I don't pay attention to the streaming because I'm still on cable. I know you guys are like, what? Jay-Z, cable? What is this, 1985? I know, I'm old. Tumor's Corner says, this one's over, fellow. And Madison wants to know if I've got my danger zone ready. Not Salty says, don't do it, Jay. Okay, I will hold back. Because there's no penalty for me being late to the party on this, right? I don't feel like I need to be the first one like CNN to proclaim things, Let's see. Carter, I appreciate you. He says, I'm eating this crow, JGT. Hey, man, we've all been there, me included, many times, so you're good. Absolutely no problem, and I appreciate the accountability that you have to get in the chat and say that. That says something about you. It says that you're a credible human being. I appreciate that. Everybody's saying, well, we're having some split opinions, but as the man with his finger on the button, I say we're not going to do it yet. We're not going to do it yet. Don says it's time for the boogie oogie. And One Fly says the next score is the dagger. Schaefer Kia says Tiffany with an I. Oh, that's pretty funny. Okay, let's go ahead and do we need to get some fresh stats? I think we do. I'm still trying to look and see if there were any runs going on. Michigan's missed its last 4 shots, and they haven't hit a bucket in 4 minutes and 3 seconds. Are the latest game trends going on in this one. Let me go ahead and get another box score summary on this one. for you guys to chew upon. And you're going to like this one because the Auburn Tigers continue to thrive, really. They're playing some good basketball right now. Finally, after 28 minutes of just messiness. Finally got it straightened out. Let's see, things that we like here. Auburn plus 15 on shots. Auburn is plus 16 on rebounds. Those are things I like a lot. Still don't have point per possession yet, but they may get there. JWM 66 here. No danger zone yet. Appreciate you, JWM. I know you super chatted me in the last game too, and I appreciate you being here and being supportive of the channel, my man. Appreciate you. And on that account, I'm not even watching that game, that play right there, Courtney. Did you see that one? I don't know. Christian Lander can kiss my ass. Dick. He is a dick. Uh-oh. Cheney got his redemption bucket right there. It's 69-56, guys. Is it time? Still not time.
Drop.
First time in team history, Auburn's had 3 players with 18-plus points. How about that? Oh, in tournament history, excuse me. That's a little misleading because, Auburn hasn't played a bunch of tournament games compared to, most teams, you know. Dude, what an amazing play. So Trey did the pump fake and then got his shit blocked on the second shot, and now it's going to be Auburn's ball. Is it time, guys? Beppo says he's in favor. Chip is calling for it. Mitch JP is calling for it. One Fly says it's over. They haven't scored a bucket in 4:33. Jordan is calling for it with a danger zone. I'd like to see one more bucket. Oh, Janai just got stuffed by the backboard, but it happens sometimes. All right, if he scores here, I think we're going to have to do it. He's going to the line. If he gets Auburn to 70, guys, come on now. Anonymous is calling for it. Got to hit the free throws. Missed one. Brandon's still calling for it. He's also calling for a tarantula. He could have tarantula in his shorts and it'll still be cool. JBDC Elite is asking for permission to buzz the tower. Auburn has got up to 70. I think, oh, man. 14-point game with 2 minutes to go. Chad, just for fun measure, just slaps the ball out of the air. Grind says you got to hit 70 first, but they just hit 70. Well, I feel weird for calling for it when they're actually shooting when with Michigan shooting free throws, right? Because they're technically narrowing the chasm here. Oh, my bad. I thought that was like a dog at the door. T Park's calling for it. He says danger zone in the super chat, Courtney. Does that mean it's time?
Yeah, but it's not fun when they haven't just scored.
Oh, okay. All right, they got 58. $58-70 with 1:55 to go. This could be a free throw situation here if they're going to foul him. Uh-oh, Cheney. Oh, guys, hold on. We just got to wait for just a second. T-Park, he should have the honors. I think if Auburn could get a stop here, I would wrap it up. Boy, they are wobbly jaws, my granddad would say. Another offensive rebound and a foul on the floor by Cheney. I wonder, is that going to be it for him? No, it'll be 4 for him. Stu Pup says if Auburn blows this, it won't be because we played Danger Zone. We don't know that. We never know for sure. It's only weird if it doesn't work, right? Let's see. Tumor's Corner jumps at T-Park. I'm going to give you the honors, bro. When it's time. I mean, I'm going to give you the honors. I am. Tumor's Corner wants to know, is TP Tahad coming back next year? What is the percentage that he does? In my opinion, it's probably like 80 to 90% that he comes back because I don't think he's going to go in the NBA draft. I don't think that he's like tall enough and long enough to be out this early, but I could be wrong. I mean, let's just see. But my thought is that he'll be back for what it's worth. All right, 60 to 70. I think he's a terrific player, and he's gotten better too. So, I mean, NBA teams may be intrigued by that. And we know he's a basketball player. I mean, he's a player. All right, so Tahad going to the line right now. And if he hits these two, I think we got to do it. And we're going to danger zone it in honor of T-Park, who called for it. He's an 80% free throw shooter. And you know he's really good in the last 5 minutes of a game. We've seen this over and over and over again this year. Like when the pressure's on, Tahad tends to step up. Got the first one. Let's get Auburn to 71. Even 4R Tigers says Tahad says it's time. He's texting with Tahad, I believe. Tahad is doing, like the Apple Intelligence thing. You don't even have to type it to get it to work. He hits them both. I think it's time. This is in honor of T-Park. Appreciate you calling out for it, my man, but here it comes.
The danger zone. This is your redheads, your strippers, anyone named Tiffany. This is where your car gets keyed, you get a bunny in the pot, your tires get slashed, and you wind up in jail.
There it is. Michigan is officially in the danger zone. They just got a dunk, but they still got about 5 more dunks they're going to have to get in the next minute. And hope that Auburn doesn't score any points. And Auburn's going to the line right now to probably score more points. So there you go. Carter got it. He got the danger zone. T-Park says, yes, sir. Wow. Oh, Miles Kelly going to the line, a place where he's actually can shoot pretty well. Wah, wah. Sorry about that being so loud. I have to turn it up for the danger zone so you guys can hear that real well. Miles really hadn't hit much of anything today, but he's pretty damn good at the free throw line. Hugh Freeze guy says, Jay, yes, sir. What's up? And Miles hits them both, get Auburn to 74. I gave a prediction on the bunker when I thought the score of this game was going to be. I think I had it as 76-71 or 78-71 or something like that. I don't know. Gotten pretty close on the Auburn number. Missed Michigan's number by just a little bit, but that's all right. T-Roy Tiger looking at things on the positive side says, another drain, hell yeah. We're going to be going Sunday for the Auburn Tigers against the Michigan State Spartans. Janai is going to sign off in this one after, in my opinion, a hell of a game. And Carter's on board with that now. 22 points on 9 of 21 shooting, 16 boards, 1 assist and 5 turnovers, which is a really weird number for him. As you guys know, he's usually a terrific operator with the ball in his hands as far as assists and avoiding turnovers. Not that way tonight, but still a huge, huge part of what Auburn was able to accomplish tonight. Sam H. jumps in and says, more brain drains. I imagine you doing it like Adam Driver in the Jedi movie. He's like, more. I love that we, Danny, oh, wow, I thought Denver got hurt there or something. I think he just got his headband pulled on. That the big dude from Yale missed 2 free throws there. You hate to see it. Now Denver's like the masked singer. You can't see out. And now he's just going to be regular old Tez without a headband. That's a joke. That's what Tez Robertson told me one time. He used to wear a headband because he was oh, no, it's because he was going to have to wear a face mask because he had broken his nose. And I said, what happens if you can't wear your headband? He goes, I guess I'll just be regular old Tez without a headband. I'm like, yeah, I'm on board. 75-62 now with Denver at the line. And Denver, as you guys know, is automatic. I don't even have to jinx him. He is cash money at the line. 76-62 for the Auburn Tigers. And Small Victory says, the fact that we get Atlanta again on Sunday, let's effing go. That's going to be a foul right there. Oh, no, it's not going to be a foul, but it is going to be a 3 for Michigan. Kind of ran into him, but not too bad. Chad Bacon Lasagna got himself a dunk there, and we'll give him a boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka.
And Michigan, wah, wah, wah. Missed another one. Hard times. I'm more like Stephen Pearl on this one. Stephen Pearl looks concerned. Kind of like, this was not good enough. I mean, it's good enough to win the game, of course, but I would be so nervous if I was a coach after this, like what was going on for that first, 24 minutes of this game, 28 minutes of this game. It was just a mess, man. Now, nobody can blame Tahad and these guys for being fired up about this. Come on now, that's big. That's a Sweet 16 game you just won. Is Trey out there? Trey is not going to be out there for the end of this one. So 78-65 is the way it will end. With the Auburn Tigers moving on to the Elite Eight, 1 win away from a Final Four trip. I want to see BP and Trey is what I really want to see. They're not going to show it because they don't really care that much. See, there they go. There's Tahad and Janai talking. They're bros, man. I promise you. Those two guys are tight on the team. Of all the guys on the team, it's those two are very close. They just get along real good. Where's Trey? Show me Trey, yo. He says, man, fit me up in the portal this year, coach, please. I promise I'll play hard for you. All right, so 5:05, that means 4 o'clock in our zone for the Auburn-Michigan State game on Sunday. It's going to be in Atlanta. And in my opinion, this was Bryant Smith getting a little TV time behind Janai Broome right there, former Auburn Tiger wing. There's John Cohen giving BP a hearty congratulations. God, no shots of Trey Donaldson, man. This is frustrating for me. Taxman says, I told you guys we'd win by double digits, my man. He had hope all along. Taxman is the man to listen to. Well, unfortunately, they got a single shot of Trey, man. Damn. That's a loss, I think. Okay, so let me kind of work the situation here. We need to get a fresh final box out on that. I think that's the first thing we got to worry about right here. Look at the Tigers coming over. Look at Sir Turtle, man. He's like, I didn't play tonight, but I don't care. I'm fired up. I'm a big part of this team, bro. I'm part of this team just like everybody else. I'm not sure there's a team that likes playing for their coach more than this team for BP. He just really knows how to, work with them and, just do everything with them. This is great recruiting for Auburn right here, too. If you're a portal kid thinking about Auburn next year and you look at this, you're like, okay, I want to be part of that. Yeah, I want to play for a guy that's that charismatic, whose kids like him that much. Oh, let's see. So Scotty P thinks he saw Trey kind of embracing with Bryant Smith maybe a little bit. I think I missed it, bro. So I guess that's it. I guess the Houston and Purdue game is still going. But as for Atlanta, that's going to be it. So we'll be back. I'm not going off the air right now. I just want to say we're going to reset on Sunday at 4 o'clock. Will be the game against Michigan State. And Michigan State's good, man. I mean, they're the number 2 seed in this region, so that's not going to surprise you at all. I do want to check real close because our boy Pipe, his Boilers are playing in this other game, so I just want to keep a little eye on what's going on there. Let's go through some of these final numbers with this box score right here. Houston is up 10 on the Boilers. It doesn't surprise me. And Brian G says we definitely had Trey swallow his words. Was he talking big shit about Auburn? I know he had a real good interview with Stoltze and Nate King from 24/7 where he was real nice to the guys and remembered Auburn and all that. So that was good. So he was treating the reporters good. So I'd be surprised if he had a bunch to say. Spicy Pete with us. Here he is. So glad to see them battle through an absolute struggle. It really was tonight. Auburn was kind of slow to get going, right? And just kind of flat and weird for the first 25, 28 minutes of this game. I don't really understand what was going on. Some numbers here. Let's go take a look. This is the first time, again, in history in an NCAA tournament game that Auburn had 3 players with 18-plus points in the same game. So Denver goes for 20, Janai goes for 22, and Tahad goes for 20 in a game that I think might be Tahad's finest hour. If he had done this with 0 turnovers, I would without a doubt say it was his finest hour. 20 points on 7 of 14 shooting. 2 of 7 from 3, not so great, but 4 of 5 from the line. 3 assists, 3 turnovers. And I thought, again, he's an auger, right? Not only is he a scorer, but he's an auger. He kind of gets things going. He's quick off the dribble. Nobody else really has anybody that can defend him off the dribble. LJ Cryer could probably do that, but he had trouble doing that when they actually played earlier this year. Other things that I am impressed with, Auburn plus 12 in shooting. They had 12 extra shots, which I think is huge. John Chaney, the former Temple coach, thought that was a very important stat, and if he says so, then I think it is too. Auburn plus 15 rebounding, including 19 offensive rebounds. For the uninitiated, that is an absolute ton. Daniel says, JG, what do you think about that reporter asking Janai, Dylan, and Miles and BP's political statement? Oh, about BP's political statements. Is that probably what you mean? I am not aware of what's going on there, so I need more information before I answer that. But I will say that if it's about BP specifically, he's so public about his views on Middle Eastern politics, I guess you could say. I would just say, Israeli politics, but whatever. That is Middle Eastern politics. That's a fair question. It's not one I would ask, and it's not something I'm interested in. But for national people, that's a lot of what BP is to them, and he puts that out on Twitter, and that's just kind of a thing. Feel Like a Stranger, who kicked us off with a super chat, also comes back here with another amazing super chat, and he was fired the F up for this win. He loves the way this went down. Auburn won the regular season, was number 1 for 2 months straight. That's absolutely true. Playing our hardest schedule ever, won the SEC, won an SEC tournament game, and now in the Elite Eight, successful season, and we ain't done yet. That's actually a question that we've got to talk about a little bit, which is that, I think that if we had asked this question, I think we did maybe 6 weeks ago on the show, what constitutes a successful season for the Auburn Tigers? And in my opinion, it was Final Four or bust. Now that we're here and now that we've been along this road together, I would think that anything past here is probably gravy, but the argument could be made, again, and Feel Like a Stranger lays out the argument here very clearly. When you're number 1 for that long in a season, right, I think you probably should be aiming higher than the Elite Eight. Now, I don't know. I'm kind of stuck because I know this Michigan State game is going to be huge, and it's weird to think that one game, this will be the 37th game they've played this year, is like the one that's going to tell the tale about whether this team is a 1 or a 0. It ain't like that. This team's still a trailblazer for Auburn. This is a team that really seized the national imagination, if you will. And the 99 team was huge too, and it was a big deal at the time, but it was a different world at the time. You don't have social media and in 99, and you don't get to see Chris Porter. I mean, we did, but the world didn't really, and you didn't have the SEC network, and we didn't have streaming, and everything's just so ubiquitous now. You see everything all the time, and I just think Auburn just became a national brand this year. I mean, the 2019 run was amazing. But I think a lot of people still chalked it up as a one-hit wonder. And I think if they get through this next barrier, and get to the Final Four again, I don't think it's a one-hit. It's not a one-hit wonder anymore. This is a program that can continue to keep doing this. I don't know. So it's going to be a huge game. Feel Like a Stranger. Also, super chat coming through from Cleveland Brown, who has kept me hydrated through football season and into basketball season and through basketball season as well. Always there. How about them Auburn Tigers? Ward M. Eagle, that other Michigan team, is next. Stay hydrated, Commodore. Love you, Drain crew. Do we love Cleveland Brown or what, man? The guy is a hugely valuable member of the community here, of the family. And I always remember to stay hydrated because of Cleveland Brown. Because if you drink and you don't stay hydrated, then you're not a baller. And what are you doing if you're not a baller? Ward M. Eagle and Hydrate, Elite 8. CJ reminds me. Perhaps. No, he probably is not at the tipping point now because the tipping point wouldn't be open this late. But he knows to hydrate. I know that. Purdue is narrowing this margin a little bit with the Houston Cougars. It's down to 6 points. Apparently Houston's in a little bit of a scoring funk. I don't really care unless Auburn's going to play them in the Final Four, but this could be a situation to keep an eye on because of that. Keithler, my man, says, enjoy Pettiford now. He's Nick Van Exel 2.0. He's NBA. I hope and pray we get second year with him. That fadeaway shot is NBA. That's the thing is, Tahad doesn't have the length that Nick Van Exel had. I think Van Exel was 6'2", maybe? 6'1", 6'1". And Tahad's like 5'11". I think in the NBA world, in the current NBA world, that's going to be a little bit of a problem because he's not. This is a weird time to be like talking down Tahad because he had a great game and he's a big part of this team. But I don't know, man. I think you've got to be otherworldly to get NBA love at that height. And he'll get his chance, but I don't know it's going to be right now. I'll just put it that way. Danny H is the master of coming in late on a drain and just giving it that extra push. We need to get over the top, and he does it today again. Just says War Eagle, my man. Appreciate you, Danny H. Watching the show, being part of the family, and doing your thing here. I appreciate that. Goose Flat jumps in to say, hold on, we got to get to Brandon J too in a second. Goose Flat says, JGC, no doubt this team is battle tested due to hard schedule. In your opinion, what's the difference from the 19 team and this current team? Different kinds of ball clubs, right? That team, I felt like in 2019, particularly after Chuma went down, was kind of backcourty, right? It was Bryce had become such a great 3-point shooter, and he was very level-headed at that point in his career. Jared was always such a smooth operator, and those two guys were just like so consistent and brought that solemnity of approach all the time, because Bryce at that point in his career had become such a calm assassin, and Jared was just so assured with the ball, and Samir was like this sixth guy, and it just had a lot of dudes. This team is definitely Janai's team. It's Janai and Tahad, really, with great cameos from Miles sometimes, with Denver most of the time. It's more forward-oriented. So it's different. It's a different makeup like this, and I think this team is the tightest team. This team has better camaraderie than that team did, although that team had good camaraderie. This team is amazing with how they get along, how they deal with stuff, the friendliness, the cheer. They seem to really like being together. I will remember this team, no matter what happens on Sunday, I'll remember this team as one of the tightest teams I've ever known just as a team. Like, they just love being together, and they have a real esprit de corps. The 2016 softball team that went to the College World Series was very similar. I know you're thinking softball gives a shit. No, I'm talking about just the team construct, a team that's just incredibly tight and just gets along really well. A harmonious group of people are the ones that are going to probably achieve the most. Of course, the Police, the great rock and roll band, they hated each other, and they made Synchronicity. So sometimes weird things happen even when you're mad at each other, but I'd rather have a group that's together, you know. Also, Ryan S., one of our football legends, a former Auburn football player himself, but watches basketball because he loves the Auburn Tigers. He says, LFG, horrible shooting night and still won. Yeah, Auburn shoots 40% for the game, 29% from 3, 78% from the line, but held Michigan to 36%, 30%, and similar numbers. The difference really in this game was rebounding in the number of shots they took. Look at this. Jordan says Purdue is in this thing. And let's see, Solo Tigre, who knows a little something about drumming, says Stuart Copeland, one of my faves for sure. Phenomenal drummer. Super underrated. I don't understand why people – I feel like everybody wants to fuss about Bonham and Neil Peart, who are awesome also. But I think Stuart Copeland probably in Tier 2 belongs in Tier 2 without a doubt. The intricacy of his playing is just insane. I know he's kind of an egomaniac, unlike Neil Peart, but he's awesome. And thank you for giving me a little drum side there. Keither, my man, who's a legend. He's been here a long time with our channel. Says, thanks for all you do, JGT. I appreciate you being here and hanging out with us. Your takes are always on right on base. And it's always done in a friendly way to kind of extend the conversation. That's what I like about it. Chip jumps in as well. The host of our upcoming Bunker Get Down at the Orange Beach compound, which is always a big time for everybody that goes, and everybody should be going. His grades: Janai gets an A. Obviously, he played a great game. Denver A+, 20 points on 7 of 13. That's good for a guard. 4 of 7 from 3. I like it. 2 assists, 1 turnover. I got no problem with that. Yeah, I don't know about A+. Definitely an A. Tahad A. I would be tempted to give him an A+. Miles Kelly a C. He's given Miles Kelly some respect for the rebounding, which is 6 for him, is pretty good. And also the defense was good. So I respect I would probably give him a C+ because I think a lot of his defensive contributions. Hold on, let me pause there. Jordan says Andy Summers is an absolute monster guitar player. Incredible band, JGT. They are. I love the Police. Andy Summers, he gets overlooked because he's the quiet guy. He's the glue guy. You got Sting. You've got Stuart Copeland, two incredibly like type A. Each one of those guys could easily lead a band, kind of like Lennon and McCartney. And then you've got other guys that have got to be the glue guys, and that's kind of what Andy Summers is. And if you like the song Every Breath You Take, you can credit Andy Summers for that because he's the reason it sounds like it does. He came up, again, stinking. Anyway, you know the story. Back to the grades. Cheney gets a C. I probably would be tempted to give him a lower grade than that. 4 points and 5 boards is not awful. 3 assists and 1 turnover is surprising to me, but the numbers are what they are. 3 blocks, 2 steals in 26 minutes. You know what? You might be onto something here. I was thinking a D for Cheney, but that's not a D line at all. That's probably a C+ line, honestly. Dylan gets a B-. That's fair. I don't even have to look at the numbers on that. Chad Bacon Lasagna gets a C. 6 points of 2 of 9 shooting, 2 rebounds. Yikes. 2 assists, 3 turnovers. I don't like that as much. Yeah, I could go for a C on that. And Simo participated. No Turtle today and no Kai either. Some grades would be higher if not for the first half because they were looking bad, right? Halftime grades, I'm glad we don't do them. Terrence wants to know if Abdi Bashir, is he going to transfer to Auburn? I don't know about that yet. Of course, he is the guard. He's probably a 2 guard or a combo guard I keep saying Binghamton. He's at Monmouth. He is the brother of a junior college player that Auburn picked up who's widely considered to be the better of the two, who's more of a winger than a combo guard. I think he's gettable if Auburn wants him. I don't know what the plan is yet for Auburn in the portal because Auburn's going to have to add a lot of dudes in the portal this year. I still think they're going to end up being able to keep more of their nucleus than they thought that they would, but I still think you're going to have to add a lot of dudes, and so we'll just have to see. They may be able to get better than him is the thing. Some people have told me he's probably like a B player, and Auburn may be in a situation where they would be looking for A players only. Does that make sense? Because I was saying earlier, man, I just think this team's got something about it, and I think the other players in the country, and they're going to want to be part of it. I know this team's going to get – we know this team's going to get blown up a little bit after this season because of the age and stuff, but I don't necessarily think just some random great player who's playing at San Diego, UC San Diego, who's going to go on the portal is, like, worried about that. T-Roy Tiger jumps in with a super chat, says, the Police greatest hits was the only way our oldest would sleep on car rides when he was an infant. Thanks, Commodore and AA with the assist. She was great, wasn't she? She's not in here now, but appreciate you saying that, T. Roy. Of course, he's had a chance to hang out with Ms. Courtney in real life before, as I've had an opportunity to hang out with T. Roy's wifey. Legend, by the way. Grind says, didn't we play Monmouth? Yes, Auburn did play Monmouth in December, I believe. And he played okay. I think his percentage was poor, but he was a factor. I'm talking about Abdi Bashir. Russell says, Stuart Copeland's father was from Alabama. I didn't know that. His first cousin was my fraternity brother my freshman year at Troy. Deke. Very cool. He is a stud. If Solo Tigre says he's a stud, then you know he's a stud. We were talking earlier about Dylan Cardwell. I know somebody made a point that he was plus 18 in the game, plus 19. I probably just misread that. If he's plus 19 in 23 minutes, I don't love plus minus, but it still has some value. And that tells me that the team is playing well with him on the floor. So that's an important thing to think about. And Dylan, as we know, points is not the number that you use with Dylan when you're assessing him. You're assessing him personally on blocks, rebounds, and fouls, right? I mean, that's really what we're looking for. So he got 9 boards today, including 4 offensive rebounds. I'm happy with that. 3 personal fouls for him in 23 minutes is unusual for him. And he had a difficult defensive assignment going up against Golden. Who's a big boy, and he knows how to play too. So I thought Dylan played really good. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to give him like a huge grade, but I'd give him a B or a B plus, you know. Terrence says the Elite Eight is almost as close to chalk as possible if Houston wins, and it's 4 number 1 seeds, 3 number 2s, and 1 3 seed. And the Auburn, of course, in this South region, it's going to be a 1 and a 2 going at it. Let's see. Brian G's trying to tell me some stuff from post-game here. Janai said my game was good, and one of the reporters said you have a double, 22 points, 16 boards, and Janai said, "Oh, I didn't realize that." I kind of don't realize it too sometimes with him, you know. Kaduman in the house. He says, "How about those last 10 minutes? Go Zep F8820." Come on, we're gonna give him a laugh on that one. 8820 is a guy from our board at auburnsports.com that made the fateful. Poor parallel between Zep Jasper and Denver Jones. And, of course, Denver's much more of a factor. Purdue is passing the ball. This could be a tying shot. Oh, he missed it. Let's see. Kevin is relaying some stuff from Jay Ferg. Says Chaney Johnson said of Tahad, "Excuse my French, but he's got some big balls." That is not something that I would expect Chaney to say in an interview, but that's great. Ruxpin says, Trey Donaldson, enjoy class next week. Oh, Ruxy. P-Pass is not happy. He says, no slander of Trey, please. I don't know how I feel about it. I love Trey, though. He's always really good to me, so I'm going to say that. Grind says, great night to Brain Drain, Ward M. Eagle. We after D Dent. We're going to have to talk that one over. Obviously the coaches that I would talk to or folks I would talk to at Auburn are been kind of busy the last few days, so I haven't really gotten any portal updates. So that is something I have to be working on as we move along. Yeah, Tigre must have thought I said D- for Dylan. Definitely not. I'm thinking it would be in the B range. I don't think it's worth an A. But defensively, he was just there. I think if he doesn't play the kind of defense that he did where he was standing up to him and he didn't foul him a lot. He only had 3 fouls tonight despite being matched up with him a lot. That's definitely in the B range. B as in Bob. So I probably think B for him, just straight B or B, maybe a B+. I don't know. I could be talked into either way. Solo Tigre says, I loves Trey, but he pressed tonight like he did against Yale. It's interesting. And Terrence thinks Dent is going to UCLA, not Harvey Dent. Uncle Ob says, I heard Trey was not a good locker room guy. Surprising. He does get a little, oh my God, we got a tie game in this Purdue-Houston game. Oh, wow. Dude, the Purdue chain. Oh, that's pretty ballsy. Kanuman, he's throwing in his views on the grade that we do for Dylan. He says maybe a B, not a B plus. I think B minus is fair. All right, very good. And Terrence has got it confirmed that Dent's going to go to UCLA, which I kind of support in a way because UCLA is a school that I really like. I've been on campus there a number of times in Westwood, and that is a place that I would personally go to school if I had, if I was 17 again. It's just a cool ass place. Kaduman says, I agree. I personally still wish him the best. However, Trey deserves to get ripped on that for sure, and I love it at Blake. All right, very good. Whale Driver says, what a great night of basketball. Yeah, that was a fun game, man. I think for those of us who've been watching, and I'm not trying to single anybody out here, but most of everybody here, the names in the chat are people that are familiar to me. You guys been watching every game. This is a satisfying one, right? Because they just get so crossways and crooked, and as my granddad Tay would say, wobbly jaw, and then they just snap to it. They've been doing this on and off all year. Small Time Republic says Nick Nolte coached at UCLA in '94. He's making a reference to Blue Chips. Neon Bordeaux, right? And what was Penny's name in that game, in that movie? I forgot. Yeah. Let's see. Kaduman's a big fan of Westwood. He says, I spent 6 weeks of course he did. Spent 6 weeks in Los Angeles last year and spent a lot of time there. Such an awesome place. Me and Cordy, we went really all around Southern California for our honeymoon in 1997, and nowhere was better to us than Westwood. We just felt really at home there. It just felt like a great place to be. I don't know. Russell says, L.A., cool place until the white Bronco rolls up on you after dark. Come on, man. We got a sound for that.
What? What?
I Feel Like a Stranger loves that movie, too. It is a good one. Butch McRae. Thank you, Terrence W. Talking about what Penny Hardaway's character was in that movie. P-Pass says, oh, hold on. I got to watch this. Houston. Uh-oh. He's saying, I don't know what he's meaning by this, though. Normally that means shot clock reset. Wow, this game is going down to the wire in this Houston game. That is definitely a push-off. How can that not get called? He had the full arm out. He's doing the Sean East full arm extension, and they don't even call it. It's crazy. I want to go back to what P-Pass was saying. I really wanted to finish what he said here. I've dated UCLA graduates, not Auburn-like quality of people, but surprisingly down to earth. Mitch says, watching with JG is the best way to watch it and really isn't close except for Fish. He's close. Hey, I love Fish. Anytime that Fish is up at Auburn, talking to like BP and everybody before the game, because that's what they get to do when they're with ESPN and stuff. I always say hi, what's up? And actually, me and Jason spent a lot of time with him this last time, Jason Caldwell. If you guys haven't figured it out, I love Jason Caldwell. He's like a brother to me. And spent a lot of time with him this past week because we were doing football and stuff. Awesome guy. Really, the whole beat in Auburn, just good dudes. I like probably 95% of the guys that cover Auburn, guys and girls, the ones I know anyway. Good folks. Doing a good job, and I always heartily endorse everybody giving people clicks, like Ferg and whoever else, Nate King, Cristiano, just good dudes, man. Justin Lee, Peter, Jerry, they do a good job too. Kaduman says Jason Caldwell is the freaking man. I absolutely love Jason Caldwell. Just a really quality human being. The easiest guy on earth for me to cheer for. Like, and he don't need me cheering because he's winning at life in my opinion. He's doing a great job. And he's like the Alabama's reigning, isn't he? Reigning Alabama Sports Writer of the Year, either this year or last year anyway. Okay, Stu Pub jumps in with a super chat to say SEC tourney Final Four may be the actual Final Four. It could happen. It could happen. So in this, I guess Ryan Black, Metallic Ob says, no, I'm not a fan of Ryan Black. I don't hate him or anything. Ryan Black, of course, the former, I think, Columbus Ledger Enquirer. Then he went to 24/7. Now I think he's with the Louisville paper. Had a falling out with Ryan Black because he was just acting like an idiot. And I've told him all this. This is, Houston. Oh, they're going to win at the buzzer. God, that was a really well executed inbounds play. That's some shit that Auburn would do, you know? And I hate to see Purdue lose like that, but come on, man. That's just smart basketball. You got to give credit where it's due right there. What are they going to review? This is some shit that Auburn would do right here. Just a really awesome inbounds idea. The clock operator should get a bonus for this. That's great clock operation right there. I mean, golly. To get that clock stopped within 0.2 seconds of when it should stop, that's amazing. I heard something there. Yeah, Madison C. Great coaching, he says. Absolutely. That's just a really good inbounds play and just a perfect deployment, right? Like, at the perfect time. Chip said he had a feeling that there was going to be some kind of a trick inbound play. And Maley says we beat both, right? Absolutely. Auburn beat Purdue pretty bad and beat Houston narrowly. But I think Houston's a better ball club. And happened early in the year. That was a game that really Tahad won that game. He came out. That's before we realized how good Tahad was going to be, right? He was still just a youngster. And he came in that game and absolutely made a difference in that one. Huge. Let's see. Blake says Jason Caldwell is the GOAT of Auburn beat. Ouch, man. That hurts. And I really love UJGT along with Jay Lee and BMAT. Great guys. Great guys. All of them. And Jason's an absolute stud. So, I mean, I've said that too many times. It's almost getting weird how many times I'm saying it. Terrence is calling for the Valparaiso special here. Those of us who remember Valparaiso finding a way to undermine the Ole Miss Rebels in Oklahoma City, as I recall. I think that was the 97 tournament, something like that. I believe that's what it was. Dude, Painter's going to have such a pain feeling about this one, bro, because that's just to get beat on an out of bounds play like that is just tough, man. Oh, that's a tough way to lose it. Well, Houston wins. Tripp says, picture this. Jason Caldwell playing high school tennis at Sylacauga. I do not have to picture that. Jason's I could see that 100%. He's a surprisingly good athlete. Surprisingly good athlete. He really is. Kanuma jumps in with a super chat to say, the Commodore is the GOAT of the Auburn beat. I appreciate you, bro. I'm going to give it a laugh, though. Oh, God, it was too loud. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah. Appreciate you saying that, Kanuman. You're the GOAT, in my opinion, of road drainers. You and Pocket and your fellow conciliaries legends. Oh, the poor girl, is she going to cry over the Purdue loss? That's tough, man. I hate that. And Grind says, what a play by the old man, old Kelvin Sampson. Did you guys see where he went on a rant the other day, ragging on somebody for calling him Gonzaga? And he said, they're called Gonzaga. You need to respect them by saying their name correctly, because sometimes people call me Kevin and my name is really Kelvin. I'm like, whoa, this went from 0 to 60 in a hurry, didn't it? Like Gonzaga against Gonzaga. I mean, that's not disrespectful, I don't think. It's just my opinion, whatever. What do I know about it? Nobody ever calls me by the wrong name. Wait, do they do, actually? Whale Driver says, this is the toughest Elite Eight I've ever seen. Yeah, every team in this is a nasty, nasty team, right? And Florida is a 3, right? Which is ridiculous. They should be a 1. Ephesians says Houston and Tennessee will be a first to 50 wins at game. These are going to be amazing basketball games. At least from, like people who know basketball. I don't know if these games are going to be pretty, but they're going to be fun. Definitely going to be fun. Jester had a super chat come through earlier. Also, no message offered and no message needed. Jester 87, super underrated in the chat. Here with us like all the time. Doesn't say a bunch of crazy shit in the chat, which is good. We appreciate that about him. And I appreciate that super chat, my man. Thank you, SEC champs, Troy. It says Texas Tech is a 3. Great point. Florida is a 2. So there you go. Or no, Florida's a 1. Whale Driver says. That shows you how much I'm paying attention. Look, man, my eyes are in the South region, and that's all there is to it, okay? So I'm just going to leave it at that. I pay a lot of attention to Auburn, and I paid a lot of attention to Kentucky because I like to make fun of my friends that are Kentucky fans. And I paid a lot of attention to Louisville because my people that I love, they love Louisville. So I like to make fun of them. Damon says, I agree, Jay. The Elite Eight is only fun if Auburn is in it. It's the only time I'm really paying attention that much. Kevin B says, looked like Broom tweaked his ankle at one point when he got fouled underneath the bucket. Anything to worry about? ? That's probably a question for Stoltze, and he'll probably address that either on the board or in his column, or I should say in his pieces after the game there at auburnsports.com. Aquan, my man. Aquan, I know him as Quan. Aquan. Back to the Elite Eight, baby. Let's give an applause for that. We love to hear that. The best Elite Eight is when Auburn is in the Elite Eight. That's what I like to say. And I still can't get over that for Purdue. That is tough for my man Pipe and Jordan and all my friends that cover or that follow Purdue, because their football team was straight up ass this year. Horrible. Like one of the worst teams in the entire country. Just the worst. They kept looking forward to basketball season, and then womp womp. Revenge jumps in with a super chat. My man says, playing for the Michigan State Championship. The Auburn Tigers are already halfway through, right? Although technically Barbie coaches in Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe Auburn can get that one. That'd be pretty sweet. Not this season, though. R. Mosley says, we play our game and we're unbeatable. That is absolutely true. I think when Auburn plays their game, they can't be beaten. It's just that they don't necessarily do that. A-Dub says, Trey Donaldson had 5 points with 11:09 in the first half after he gave Todd Pettiford the too small gesture after making a bucket. And guess what he finished with? Not a lot. Terrence says, any spring practice updates? Yeah, I put some up on the bunker the other day. I just really hesitate. I'm going to be honest, Terrence. I hesitate doing too much of that because, like you guys, I'm kind of tired of this rigmarole of, oh, they look great in spring and then they lose in the fall. It pisses me off. I get bored with it. You guys get bored with it. Like, you know what this team needs? I'm talking about football right now for just a second. This team needs to finish games in October, November. That's the only difference. You know, they got plenty of players. I mean, maybe they weren't exactly over-talented last year, but, like, what frustrated us about the team last year? They couldn't finish in October and November. I mean, that Oklahoma game, like, just finish the game. All those games, just finish them. And I can't predict based on anything going on in March or April or May if they're going to finish that game. I'm not going to do it. I've seen it. I've seen too much of that bullshit, and I'm not doing it again. A-Dub says, no spring superlatives. Thank you. That's kind of what I'm talking about. I don't care. Y'all don't care. Like, you guys want wins in October, November. I do too. That's what I need to see. Let's see what Jester was saying here in the chat. I think I might have missed it. Trying to figure out what he was talking. He was talking to Kanuman about something, and I think I missed it. Jester says, are you the bunker that was stuck on I-20? And he said, no, sir, thankfully. Good. That's good news right there. Who was stuck on I-20? Do we know? Desperado was working a little bit late tonight and wasn't able to be with us until now. So we love having Desperado here with us. I won't sing your name unless your name was one of these nights. but not Desperado. Trey, I haven't even really talked about his line tonight. 5 points on 2 of 9 shooting, 1 board, 0 assists, and 4 turnovers. Holy shit. That's probably a D- game right there, guys, if you're like a starting guard for that team. I mean, jeez. And I like Trey. I don't think there's any reason to be talking a bunch of mad junk at him. I don't think he ran his mouth too much about this. He knows a lot of these guys. Shoot, Janai, Chad Bacon, Lasagna, Dylan for sure, Simo for sure. You know, he knows these guys real good. Solo Tigre says numerous bunks were on I-20, I believe. So what's going on with I-20? What am I missing? I'm missing something here. I really am. Was there like is there some weather over there or something like that? P-Pass says, is anyone else disappointed in no A-Day game? I am not. They're just going to straight up have a practice for 1 hour and be done. And sign autographs, and that's a wrap. Thomas D, what is the plus-minus stat? How is it determined? It's basically this. Well, it's this. When a player checks into the court, it comes on the court, what is the score? If it's 2-2, let's say it's 2-2. The kid plays 6 minutes and he comes off the court, and at that point it's 8-2. So for that time period he's +6. The team is 6 points better than it was when he checked out. When he checked in, right? Checked in even, checked out +6. They're 6 points ahead, so he gets a +6 on that shift. Plus minus is an amalgamation of all the shifts that a player has played and how the team has fared with him on the court. So you want to have a plus. You want to have a plus minus. The biggest number would be the best. So in Auburn's case, Dylan had the highest plus minus at +19. Conversely, for Michigan, Reuben Jones has a -21. It's a pretty useful stat when you take into account a longer period of time. I think one game is not enough. Wow. Super chat coming through here from Martin. Or someone call him Martine. Says, shout out to the wheelchair team. Fire. Of course, Philip A.U., who is now former player, now enthusiast, gets us updated on the board about Auburn wheelchair basketball a lot of times, but maybe isn't quite doing it as much. Auburn had a big win yesterday, 58-28, and they ended their season with a W, so that's good, against probably Eastern Washington. They're probably satisfied with that. So there you go. Good stuff. I don't have any information here about their record or whatever. But, yeah, looked like they finished off strong. Had a couple wins there to finish it out. That's a big plus. Thanks, Martin. I appreciate that. And for you being here and hanging out with us, too. This guy, I know this guy pretty good. This is my man, Ren, right here. Says, War Damn Eagle, enjoy your broadcast and your friendship. My man, applause for that. Appreciate you, Ren. I'll be seeing you before too long, my man. The legend himself. We were actually doing some strategery today about how we're going to do that. Some stuff we're going to be doing there at the club. Appreciate you, man. You're doing a hell of a job in your role as prez. So did we get an answer on Martin? Thanks a lot, bro. I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. I'm glad we had a chance to talk about that just a little bit. What was going on I-20? Okay, let's see. Kidman says there was a car fire. Okay, D-Lucky says there was a bad accident on I-20 on the way to Atlanta. Traffic stopped for hours. God, that sucks. For the people that were in the accident, for sure. There was a car on fire on I-20 that shut down the interstate. Yeah, I talked about this the other day, actually on the Bourbon Show last night, but I was trying to get to Auburn for reverse Tiger Walk the other day, and I couldn't make it. I-85 has gotten to be so bad out there. There's a wreck. There were three. I made it to Shorter and had to come back because the interstate was shut down. We had I hate to say it, but a suicide jumper in Pike Road. Went off I don't know what you call it, the I guess the spaghetti interchange there at the Pike Road exit. And then you had a wreck in the lane coming into Auburn. You had a wreck, and you had road construction and then a wreck going toward Auburn. I was like, I'm out, man. I'm not going to make it to Auburn. We need to be safer drivers. We need to make it safer out there. I don't know what to say. Ephesians says, I'm out, brother. This team is elite. War Eagle. Ephesians, appreciate you being here, my man. Russell says I-20 was a nightmare for him. Nick A says he's in traffic from 4 o'clock to 7:30. My goodness. That's awful, bro. God dang, that's a long time. Spring break traffic is tough. Knuman says, I noticed 75 going north. Thankfully, I was going south. Looked horrid. Man. I don't know how you guys would do that without full self-driving in your Tesla, because I just put that summit on and I let the car drive me and I just worry about other shit. Starting and stopping for 3.5 hours like Nick A had to do today. Good golly, Miss Molly. Nick A also said, Wartime Eagle J, heading back to Birmingham from Hot Atlanta. Got to be up at 5 a.m. for work. Look at that. That's a badass right there. But seeing Hod be Hod was worth it. Wartime Eagle. That's what we're talking about right there. Going to work at 5 a.m., but he still had to get in Atlanta to see the Auburn Tigers. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you do it right there. That's what I'm talking about. Auburn, people love Auburn. He's doing it for Tahad. That's what I'm talking about. Martin, thanks again, man, for bringing that up. That was worthwhile. Thank you very much for that. All right, what else we got to adjudicate on this evening? It is we're coming up on midnight Central Time Zone. That means it's 1 a.m. for our friends in the Eastern Time Zone who are absolutely got to be tired, unless they're out there partying like Mega Tiger is. Mega is both good and satisfied, brother, and will be in attendance at the farm on Sunday to support these badasses. That's what I'm talking about. We love Mega Tiger. Super, super positive. That's what I love about him. Positive, supportive. You love having him be part of the team. And so glad to have you as part of our auburnsports.com family. Thank you, sir. Badass. Speaking of glad to have him here, MW Deve says we finally woke up. That's fair. I think if you're going to put this game into 4 words, you could do worse than that. That's a pretty good summary, actually. The TLDR is we finally woke up. Chip says, where did Hornatius go? Still baking. He sent me pictures on Facebook, or I think it was early today, of him like baking biscuits, and they looked really good, to be fair. I would eat them. But what's up with all the baking, man? Like, is that some kind of a like thing I don't know about? I don't know. Grind says everybody be blessed. Glad to have you here, Grind. You're badass. Love you being part of this community here. I feel like a stranger says party at the Moon Tower, JG. Full kegs. Everybody's going to be there. Man, I'm just working at the city, man. Just got some money in my pocket. Well, here's some more money for your pocket. Hey, so he feel like a stranger. Check you later. Check you later. All right, Russell's going to wrap. He says, night, everyone. And Wardam Eagles, see you Sunday. That's what I'm talking about. And Solo Tigre says his biscuits bring all the boys to the yard. Come on, man. Kevin B says such great lines. I'm not sure. I mean, golly, you talk about for people our age. Well, you might be a little younger than me, but people that were like, you know, enjoying life in the 90s. I'm not sure there's Dazed and Confused has some of the best lines ever. I mean, Big Lebowski for me is probably number 1, but Dazed and Confused, Check You Later, or Cool. Me and Jason Caldwell do that one sometimes. You want some tickets to Aerosmith? Cool. It'd be a lot cooler if you did. Yeah, Kevin says, I like when Mitch goes into the gas station to buy beer and says the same thing that Wooderson said earlier, which is like so like relatable, right? Like that's some stuff that we would have done in high school. Like you hear somebody say something who's like the cool older guy, and then you're like, when I get faced in that same situation, I'm going to say the same thing. And then you do it and it works. And yeah, it's great. Be a whole lot cooler if you did. I'm here to smoke some weed. And what did that guy say? His name was Clint, right? I'm here to kick some ass and smoke some weed, and I'm about out of weed. Something like that. I don't know. Probably screwed that one up. I also feel like the nerdy guy with the big glasses, it kind of looks like John Lennon. You know, like the John Lennon glasses. I think he's the guy that actually called out Kevin Spacey. I think that's who that was. There he is, Hornatius. He says that baking is something to occupy his time. I mean, it looks pretty good. Oh, Kevin B says drink beer and kick ass. I'm about out of beer. He's a big, crazy, roided out alpha male. He just goes right up and punches the guy. I love it. Adam Goldberg did that. Desperado says, who else thinks that Dylan is playing like the MVP? Boy, I don't know about that now. I mean, Janai's got 22 and 16 in this game, bro. And played some pretty credible defense. Now, he had 5 turnovers, to be fair, and that's not great. You know, he's had a lot of games where he's had like 5 assists and 1 turnover. Solo Tigre corrects me fully. He says, I came here to do 2 things, drink some beer and kick some ass. Looks like we're almost out of beer. And the guys go, let's see. Feel Like a Stranger says, the fundraiser I was working tonight had a sweet Big Lebowski memento set autographed by all the principals. Oh, my goodness. Like Jackie Treehorn? Did he sign anything? Kevin Beast has also Ben Affleck is great. He's great in that one. He's like the dick in Dazed and Confused, and he's got a paddle that says "Fa Q" on it. Yeah, that's good stuff, man. Solo Tiga says, if we have 2 guards going for 20 plus, we ain't losing again. First time in NCAA tournament history that Auburn's had 3 players go for 18 plus, and as you mentioned, 2 were guards, and that Denver and Tahad went at it tonight. So really nice balanced performance, honestly, from Auburn. You've got Janai doing his usual Janai stuff, although 9 of 21 is not maybe his greatest. It wasn't his most aesthetically pleasing performance, but at the end of the day, 22 and 16 plus a win is huge. Ravin says Dylan is having very timely impacts on the game with his rebounding. Remember now, he had a game recently. I don't know if it was ASU game or it might have been the Tennessee game where he played like 20 minutes or whatever and had 1 board. He may have had 0 boards in a game in the SEC tournament. So it's not always like this. But, yeah, when Dylan has a game like this where he plays credible defense, 9 boards, and doesn't foul out is great. He's doing great. I feel like a stranger says Jackie Treehorn treats object like women, man. Hey, Jackie. I used to have we used to play a thing when the other team scored. Yeah, I do actually. I have a Jackie Treehorn. No, it's not Jackie Treehorn. It's the sheriff in Malibu, isn't it? Like when the other team scores. I used to play it back in the day. I think I changed it. Yeah, I don't have it in front of me now. Oh, here it is. No, it's the wrong Jackie. My bad. Anyway, it's over now. Let's see. Robbie says Waffles shatters his ankle in the scene where he breaks his paddle. Check the replay. It's crazy. I did not know that, Rob. I didn't know that. I feel so anxious when you talk about paddling in that movie that when Mitch is playing baseball, he's like in the 8th grade, I guess, and he's playing his little baseball rec game or whatever. And those guys are like up there and they're going to whoop his ass, you know. And he knows that he doesn't want the game to finish. I don't know. It's very relatable for some reason. I never got paddled like that, but I don't know. I could see that being happening. I was a pitcher when I was that age, and so I could kind of, I don't know, it just always hits home for me. Kevin B. So this is something that I would not have, I remember the scene, but I didn't know there was a parallel there. He says also the Jackie Treehorn bit they copied from maybe North by Northwest where he scribbles on the notepad. And it's like something like real, I don't remember that specific situation, but it was like some like crazy word or something like ass or butt or something like that. I don't remember. I didn't know it was an homage to something else. I didn't know that. Chip says danger zone of the stream ending.
Danger zone.
Yeah, he's probably calling for that. Is it time for us to wrap it up, guys? Is it about that time? Is it about that time? I mean, we're past midnight here. Cleveland Brown would tell me to stay hydrated. I got to do that. Kevin B says it's like a cartoon stick figure with a big unit. I remember it was something silly like that. Yeah. And I don't like you, jerk off. It was like a cartoon porn drawing. Yeah. I'm glad you put P0RN so you don't get busted by YouTube. Not that I would do that for you. Actually, William C. has been with me since the Habat and says no. Kaduman says this stream effing rocks. I just don't know what else to discuss, y'all. We talk about Jerry Palm saying that Auburn was going to go to the Music City Bowl that one year. That was funny. And then I ended up having a friend of a friend on Facebook with him, and then we got into it on Facebook, and he basically said I was a dumbass and didn't know what I was talking about. I was like, hey, man, you are exactly the guy I thought you were is pretty much what I was thinking in my head. Wouldn't it have been awesome if Ole Miss would have beaten Michigan State today? That would have been awesome. Auburn and Ole Miss could have gone together for a fourth time. That would have been a lot of pressure on Wes Flanagan. You don't want to lose to your alma mater again. But with that said, Chris Beard is such a good coach, you'd be like, oh, boy, I don't know. But it won't be that way. It'll be Tom Izzo and Bruce Pearl, two of the most tenured coaches still around in this tournament. I mean, Tom Izzo's been doing it longer than BP, but BP's been doing it a long time, too. Had a different route to get in than Izzo did, but it's all the better. It worked out for him. Kudiman says 1 o'clock Central Beaches. Gals we adore. Smash like. I like that. Smash like. Smash like. That's exactly the way I would do it. Let me see if I can get. I don't know, Kudiman. I don't know if you had a chance to see one of the photos that I put on the bourbon blend yesterday. Let me see. I don't know that I have this. This computer is not merged to my phone, so I don't get to see all the cool. On all my other computers, the stuff from my phone goes straight to them, but not on this one, so I can't do it. But in my Tesla yesterday, I did a voice command, and I said attitude adjustment passenger because Courtney's in the passenger seat, and it answered command not understood. And Courtney laughed out loud on that one. That was pretty funny. I feel like a stranger says, discuss Izzo's game plan and team. They are rough. They are long. They're big. They're not quite, they don't have the 7-footers that the other guys do, but they are long and they have size in the post. And their star player is Jace Richardson, who's like a 2 or a 3 type player. And he just gets after it. He's like if Miles Kelly was consistent. That's what Jace Richardson's like. And they're just experienced and just play hard all the time. Brian G says, what a game, JG, it was. That was a good one. Wasn't quite Arkansas, Texas Tech because it was so ugly for 25 minutes or whatever. But, man, came out. Auburn just, like, put their foot down. Got on that little bitty, like, 5-0 run and then blew it out to, like, a 20-4 run or something, and it just went crazy. Poppy Clan, my man. Says, yo, Jay's doing God's work in here, War Eagle. I don't know about all that, but I do appreciate you being here with us tonight. Bringing it full circle. When Poppy Clan shows up, you know it's time to get stuff going. Christopher B jumps in. If you could spend most of the year ranked number 1 in the country, you should recruit like it. Yeah, tell that to Tommy Senator Tuberville from the 2004 team, right? It was so good all year. They weren't ranked number 1 all year, but they were really good. And they recruited like ass that year, if you remember. So, there you go, Senator Tuberville. If you're watching, you're not watching. He don't care anymore. He's probably watching Texas Tech going, yeah. I'm just kidding. I like Tommy. Some other people on the beat are like, you would even talk to him? I'm like, fuck yeah, of course I would. I like Tommy. I understand Tommy. I get Tommy Tuberville, man. He was really good to me. He's a funny guy. Great sense of humor. All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. I really am. Seriously, though, guys. It's 11:12. Excuse me. Let me rephrase that. It's 12:11 in my time zone. It's probably 1:11 in your time zone, although CDF would say that is not true. CDF's time zone, it would be a lot earlier. Let's see. Solo Tigger says, thank you for the correction to show him that respect, even though he thinks the three branches of government are offense, defense, and special teams, my man. G. Curry says, Jace versus Tahad is must-see TV. That actually is a really good – that's going to be a nice matchup right there. I agree. Good eye on that, G. Curry. Courtney T., you may know her as administrative assistant, says, about that time, Mr. Tate. Better be careful. D. Lucky says, AA has spoken. As he knows AA. Personally, he knows that when she speaks, it is time to bounce. Also, D. Lucky is married to a gal who, when she speaks, he listens and I listen. I would absolutely do everything she tells me to do. So, in that vein, let's wrap it up there. Great night for Auburn basketball. Not the most beautiful game we've ever seen for sure, but it's a W in the Sweet 16, which gets you to the Elite Eight and gets you one game away from the hallowed ground of the Final Four in San Antonio, a place that I have been for a Final Four before in 1998 to cover Kentucky. And it would be sweet if Auburn got there again. I feel like I would be the good luck charm. Only 20 or almost 30 years later, whatever. No big deal. Anyway, I will see either every last one of you or damn near every last one of you for a stream on Sunday. That game starts at 4, so we'll probably start in the 3:30-ish, 3:40-ish range. And we'll spend some time making fun of Michigan State. And I'm just kidding. We'll do it out of respect and love. And then we will just kind of work our way through it and freak out together as things go along. So until then, you guys have a great Saturday. I will see you guys Sunday. Until then, keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the stars. Keep it real. Love you guys. Peace.